Last week, the biggest crowd ever in UC Davis program history watched the Aggies win their final non-conference game of the year over Southern Utah. Tonight, the team is decked out for the very first time in their Lake Tahoe jerseys and are looking to extend their winning streak here on campus. It's the Big Sky Conference opener as the 8th-ranked UC Davis Aggies play host to the Weber State Wildcats here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Hello, everyone. Scott Marsh here with Scott Gordon. It feels a little bit different tonight. It's the Big Sky Conference opener. And for UC Davis and Weber State, these are teams that are used to competing for conference championships, FCS playoff bursts. They know it's important to start off league play with a win.
Well, UC Davis unveils their Lake Tahoe blue jerseys, but this game has huge implications when it looks at playoffs. And you got to give both of these coaching staffs a lot of credit. They started off with 3 road games for both these teams. They played FBS opponents, and they come into this game with 2 wins. So even though it's the last week of September, this feels like it's a playoff game.
It does indeed, and of course both teams rushed the ball great last week. For UC Davis, it was a historic night for them. Both Jordan Fisher and Carter Vargas ran for over 100 yards against Southern Utah.
Yeah, UC Davis scored 50 points on just 48 plays, and the reason for that was they were so explosive in the running game. They rushed for over 300 yards. Jordan Fisher there taking it in from 75 yards out. Carter Vargas, not to be outdone, on just 6 carries, took it all the way to the house twice for over 100 yards last week in that 50-33 win. And you take a look at Scott last week on less than 20 carries, over 300 yards in productivity from what Mickey Mental, the head coach at Weber State, dubbed Thunder and Lightning.
No doubt. First time since 2012, 2 backs had run for over 100 yards for the Ags. As for Weber State, they're looking for ground and pound as well, and that means another big night from Davian Godley coming off a career night against Butler last week.
Yeah, last week he rushed 19 times for over 190 yards, so 10 yards per carry. He had a touchdown. And if you think about the gauntlet, the schedule they went against, for him to have 319 yards and 3 touchdowns is pretty impressive. And for them to get a win on the road, head coach Mickey Mental knows that the running game's got to travel. Yeah, he's talking. I can't hear him. Yeah, it looked like it might have bounced out of bounds there. Good opportunity for UC Davis to catch a break. They'll start off. Weber State will on the 25 offensively try to get that run game going. Come out on the field with our quarterback, Jackson Gilkey. Brought down on the play by Trent Carrad, who had a great game last week. Good job penetration-wise. The Aggie defensive front just did a phenomenal job. Now you see Weber State go a little bit of tempo. Porter Connors in there on the stop right there. Gilkey can do that. He doesn't run reluctantly. He's not a dual threat guy, but he does have a pretty good job of running the football. Does a pretty good job, of running down the field. So 3rd and 4, big opportunity for UC Davis right here. Gilkey back to pass. This one gets tipped up in the air, so the Aggies have done it. They get off the field 3 and out.
So the 3rd and 4 pass incomplete, as I believe we have our technical problems worked out. And if that's our only problems tonight, Scott, we're in pretty good shape.
Hey, 3 and out, I'll take that over the technical piece. We've already had our dinner and a phenomenal crowd on hand for a beautiful game. But this is the Aggies, what they like to do. Defer, kick it deep, get a stop, get the offense on the field.
So the Wildcats kick it away, sort of. A kick off the side of the foot by Henry Way is going to give the Aggies terrific field position to start this contest. Way whiffing on it, and the Aggies will set up shop on the Wildcats side of the field.
Well, I tell you what, he did that last week against Butler as well, too. He had a 3-yard punt, and so now the Aggies are going to take advantage of great field position inside the Wildcats' 41-yard line.
Is it too early to say it looked like an American chip shot today at the Ryder Cup?
I was going to say Hazel. There was some Hazel in that shot, no doubt about it.
Scheffler on 18, second shot.
Oh, man, right in the bunker.
1st and 10 for the Aggies. Pinnock pulls it, looks to throw, under pressure, wrapped up, and sacked. So the Weber State Wildcat defense, which is formidable up front, gets a tackle for loss to start the game, as that is Kevin Johnson with the tackle for loss.
Keenis Johnson did a great job of getting some pressure. Didn't play last week. Kevin Johnson, they have a Thompson on the other side, and then Kevin Johnson, did a great job of getting some penetration there on first down.
So a loss of 3 makes it 2nd down and 13. Ball back to the Wildcat 44-yard line. Just turned away from UC Davis Health Stadium. Hand off Fisher. Fisher coming off that huge game a week ago, rushing for 170 yards. Just gets a couple here, so it's going to be 3rd and long for the Aggies.
Good job by this Wildcat defense. Their offense and special teams put them with their backs against the wall. They've done a nice job of just really clogging the box, if you will, selling out to stop the run. They got pressure on Cade Pinnock on first down, and then they got penetration again, and Fisher was only able to get 2 yards there on second down.
So 3rd and 11 for UC Davis. Trying to get points on their opening drive of the game. Pinnock with a deep drop, has time, winds up, throws down the field, intended for Batu. It's incomplete at the 20-yard line. Batu limited in practice this week, having some hamstring issues. He is out there starting this game tonight, but it is 4th down, and it looks like the Aggies are going to punt.
The Aggies are going to punt, and that's a win for the Wildcat defense. They brought the house right there. They have defensive coordinator Joe Dale. He didn't rush just the front 4. He brought all 4. Only 3 defenders dropped in coverage. They were in man. Cade Pinnock had no time. Sam Batu was well covered down the field. Cade Pinnock just threw that one away. So 1st and 10 at the 42. Aggies go the wrong direction for a yard. Now they're going to try to pin Weber State deep.
Dylan Morrow, who converted on a 2-point play last week as a holder on the punt for the Aggies on his side of the field. And a delay game is going to go against the Aggies here. Flag thrown before the ball was snapped.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So will Weber State take it? It looks like they will. Maybe this is a benefit for Dylan Morrow.
Yeah, get a little bit more room to work with on the delay of game, and Aggies take it back, and he's got an opportunity to kick it down then. They're a very experienced punter for the Aggies.
And in fact, they're not going to take the penalty. Mickey Mental deciding to keep UC Davis in the same spot.
Yeah, make it harder. Right now the ball's at the 42.
So Morrow will try to pin back the Wildcats. Again, no Bird Butler tonight. Normally their punt returner. Robert Young, the freshman, back to receive for Weber State. Morrow's kick high into the night, end over end. Fair catch signal for and made it the 1-yard line. And that's a rookie mistake by a rookie for the first time out there in Robert Young. The Wildcats will be pinned back when we come back. No score, the Big Sky opener from UC Davis. All right, let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight for Weber State, Scott.
Yeah, they need to limit turnovers. They are -5 in the turnover battle. Control the run game, run the ball effectively on their own, and obviously control the Aggie running attack. And finally, in the red zone, they lost 6 games last year, Scott, by a total of 18 points. They need to convert in the red zone.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They are pinned back deep. It's a quarterback keeper trying to just get a couple of yards. It's Jackson Gilkey, the sophomore out of Texas. Has 4 touchdowns, 9 interceptions on the year. He's only completed 48% of his passes. He's looked good at times, though.
He really has, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he opened against James Madison and the University of Arizona.
Movement before the ball snapped, and that's going to go against the Wildcats.
Might actually go against the Aggies. They made contact.
Offside. Defense, number 8 with contact. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Correction. It was against Nate Ruccina, the middle backer for the Ags, and that's a big break for Weber State.
Watch how he comes up there, Scott. Not only did he come up and get in the neutral zone, but he made contact, so that's why they whistled the play dead. It's not one of those things. And that's huge because instead of being 2nd and 8 and out of their own end zone, now they've got 2nd and short, a couple opportunities to pick up a first down.
Yeah, some breathing room out to the 10-yard line. Gilkey, hands off Godley, wrapped up in the line of scrimmage, but Godley able to twist forward for a couple. It'll set up a 3rd and short.
Aggies have been stout against the run so far. 2nd possession. Unfortunately, that penalty comes back to haunt them as the Wildcats did get enough to pick up that first down.
They did give them the line to gain, so it is 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Gilkey looks over to the sideline. Again, Gilkey last week was 14 of 25 for 185 yards. A couple of touchdowns and a couple of INTs in the 38-24 win over Butler. In motion comes the tight end. It's another quarterback keeper. Gilkey hit at the line and thrown straight backwards. Port O'Connor in on that play. Also for the Aggies on the D-line, nice play by Jacob Syke, the reigning Big Sky co-defensive player of the week.
Yeah, he had 7 tackles last week, 2 sacks and 2 tackles for loss. He goes low, Porter Connors goes high, and I can tell you what, if you're Jacob Gilkey, you probably are going to give that the next time because you don't want to have that sandwich hitting you in the backfield. Jackson Gilkey, excuse me.
It's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. Ball at their 12-yard line. Gilkey fakes a handoff, throws out in the flat, pass caught, twisting, turning, breaking a tackle, and getting the first down was Jaylene Record. And that's what's hurt the Aggie defense, tackling in the secondary runs after a catch, and you saw that on display right there.
Yeah, there's been a problem all season. Matt Coombs, the defensive coordinator, actually calls the right defense, and out there in open space is Jaden Stanley, who is one of the Aggies' better tacklers, misses that one. Correction, that might have been Marcus Bell, the backup quarter. Regardless, misses the tackle, and now it's 3rd and manageable for the Wildcats.
Yep, 3rd and short. Ball at the 22-yard line. Gilkey, hands off. Godley, it's going to be close.
They're waving the chains forward, so they've been able to pick up a couple of first downs. And one of the big things UC Davis and Matt Coombs wanted to do, Scott, was get off the field on 3rd down. They have not done it yet as Gilkey comes off a little gingerly. Good job here just running into the boundary side. Open field tackle that time by Jaden Stanley, but looks like he got enough to get the first down.
Just enough for Godley. Again, coming off a career night last week, 193 yards, but limped off the field. Looked like the left leg banged up. We'll see if that's a factor or not as the backup running back Chauncey Sylvester in. And now a quarterback keeper again for Gilkey. This time plenty of room running down that left sideline. He'll have a first down and more.
Good job by Jackson Gilkey there. True read option. He's reading the right defensive end on the other side. He gets the bite on the running back. He takes us down the left side, and now Wildcats are going to go with a little bit of tempo.
Yep, out to the 38-yard line. A drive that started inside their 5. Pinned back after Robert Young made a fair catch in a very poor spot. Gilkey hands off Sylvester, and he fights his way forward for a yard. That's about it.
Yeah, take a look, Scott, there at Jackson Gilkey. It's been a tough road for him so far, completing less than 50% of his passes. Usually you want your touchdown to interception ratio to be at least 3-1. His is 1-2, but did have 2 touchdowns last week, as you mentioned, that win over Butler.
Yeah, no doubt. And you mentioned that the turnover is a big part of the success formula for the Wildcats. They're -5 in the turnover margin this year. Quarterback keeper Gilkey running right up the middle, and he'll have 8 more yards. And obviously part of the game plan from Coach Mental is to involve Jackson Gilkey on the ground.
He's got 170 yards on the ground. We talked to Coach Mental this week, and he's like, you know, he's not a true dual threat, but actually with some read option stuff and predetermined quarterback runs. Jackson Gilkey has done a really good job of keeping the offense moving, and also with the Ags defense focusing on Davion Godley, he's able to get away and get upfield.
So 3rd and short. They've had a lot of 3rd and manageables on this drive so far. From the pistol, Gilkey will throw. Pump fakes, throws down the field, man-to-man coverage, and it's incomplete. Hit off the wide receiver. It fell to the turf. A.J. Jaro had a chance, but it was pretty good blanket coverage that time by the freshman Drew Cofield. 11 on 11 that time.
Look at that. The Aggies have 8 in the box, just daring the Wildcats to run. They don't. Great coverage and a great job of Drew Cofield, the true freshman, turning around and finding the football at the last second, knocking it away from A.J. Jaro. And the Aggies have moved it all the way. They have an opportunity right now to get the football back.
This could be a fake punt situation. We'll see Henry Way, who shanked one last time. They are going to kick it away. This one's a much better punt. High end over end kick and a fair catch called for and made by Tico Riddick. We'll go to the break here. No score so far from UC Davis. A look at the Aggie pack in their Tahoe blue jerseys. We'll get to the keys to the game after this play. Pinnock on first down, back to pass, throws out in the flat. Pass is caught. Fisher has it, makes a move, spins inside, still turning, twisting, and the first down for Jordan Fisher. All right, let's get to those keys to the game, Scott. They're presented by Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company. Do well.
Well, they got to be quick here. 3rd down defense, got to improve the tackling and play with tempo, which is exactly what they're doing right here.
And obviously they got to tackle on defense, as you mentioned. But right now they're concerned about the offense. Stacey Dobbins with the catch near the line to gain. Stacey Dobbins, a player that Weber State tried to recruit.
Tried to recruit. I think every team in the conference did, from St. John Bosco. We know why he played as a true freshman. He's been pretty impressive so far this year.
Across the middle, Pinnock just overthrew his intended receiver. Carter Vargas that time was open. Actually, that was Dobbins at the Weber State 45-yard line.
Yeah, Stacey Dobbins just running a dig route, but you know, you talk about field position, and Weber State actually did a good job. That true freshman make a mistake, and they started on their own 3. They got it all the way out to the 50, and now this is a very important drive for the Aggies to pick up some first downs, own field position.
So here we go. 2nd down and 10 for the Aggies. Still no score in this one. It's the Big Sky Conference opener. It's the 4th time in the last 9 years that these two teams have opened up Big Sky play. On the field, ball is coughed up, and it's going to be recovered by Weber State. So the Wildcats get the first turnover of the night. Coming up with it is one of the backers for Weber State, Angel King.
And they give it to first carry of the game for Carter Vargas. He's trying to pick up some extra yards, but you see the ball security, Scott, was not good. He had it up by his shoulder pad. When you go through the line of scrimmage, you need to have 5 points of contact on the football inside there. Ball comes out loose, and the Wildcats now have the first turnover of the game. We talked about that being one of the keys, especially in a conference game.
Only the 2nd fumble of the year for the Aggies, only their 4th turnover. Wildcats handoff, Godley back in, gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Jaden Stanley with the tackle for loss.
The Aggies are just going to sell out and commit to stopping the run as Stanley comes up from his safety spot, and good to see Davion Godley back in there, but a great job and actually another tackle for loss.
And you mentioned Jaden Stanley last week. He ran over 12,000 yards or something like that.
Yeah, GPS monitor in the press conference, they said he ran for over 12,000 yards. I don't even know if that's possible.
That's being all over the field for sure. 2nd down handoff, just a couple for Godley. We'll set up a 3rd and long. Let's look at that fumble again. Carter Vargas is just trying to run up the middle in his first fumble of his Aggie career.
Yeah,
just hit his own lineman that time.
And ball security, though, too. When you're going through the line of scrimmage, it's got to be next to your heart. 5 points of contact, can't be up there. Knock loose, but here's an opportunity for the Aggie defense to get off the field.
4 wide receiver set, trips to the right. The lone receiver out to the far side is the tight end, Dalen Jones. See if they go up top against the man-to-man coverage. They're going to throw out in the flat instead. Record on a wide receiver screen. Well played by the Aggie defense. Nowhere to go there. Tico Riddick reading that one. Only a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th and long. I was surprised last series that Mickey Mental didn't go for it on 4th and short at midfield. He's going to punt again here, playing conservative.
He trusts his defense, Scott, and I think what he wants to do is pin the Aggies back deep. But you're right, his punter's 1 for 2. Looked like he played for the American Ryder Cup team on the first one. The second one looked like he played for the European team. So trying to pin the Aggies back deep. Also, this is the area of the field where if you have a fake, you run it.
Wade, the sophomore from Australia. An end-over-end kick bounces at the 15, and the inability by the Aggies to make the catch cost them 12 yards. They'll be pinned back when we come back. No score here from UC Davis. There's a look at Tim Plow. He's not in the Tahoe Blue over top tonight, but he is having a lot of success at UC Davis his second year, 13-4 overall. 7-1 last year. Of course, made the FCS quarterfinals in his first year as head coach of his alma mater. He quarterbacked here during the mid-2000s.
Call this his destination job, and he's doing his best so far.
1st and 10 for the Aggies. Pinned back, Fisher with it, trying to bust it outside. And it was a long run saving tackle that time from the secondary. Otherwise, Fisher would have gone a long ways. Tackle made by Trevian Tribble.
Good job going over the right side behind Ernesto Nava. David Portisano picked up a big open hole there, picked up 7 yards on 1st down for Jordan Fisher.
So 2nd down and about 6 for the Aggies. As Pinnock steps back to pass, has time, throws out right side, pass caught, Batu at the 25-yard line, steps out of bounds. Batu showing no ill effects of being limited in practice this week.
Yeah, and they say you're going to be playing wide receiver. This is what happens when the run game works. You have to respect it. So then Caden Pinnock gets a little bit of extra time. Great throw to Sam Batu on the out route.
Wide receiver screen to Batu this time, thrown behind him. Probably a good thing it was incomplete. Eshawn Daniels, who picked one off last week, was right there in position to tackle Batu for a loss.
Yeah, that nickel played a phenomenal job. Wasn't fooled at all, got right through the block. And as you said, Sam Batu not catching that was probably a good thing for UC Davis.
2nd down and 10. Pinnock again back to pass. Lofts it down the field, man-to-man coverage, and it's dropped at the 40-yard line. Dobbins had his hands on it, couldn't come down with it. It was the very talented cover, Monte Pate, on that coverage for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Cade Pinnock looks left, keeps the safeties away, comes back to the other side. A lot of contact between the two. Dobbins does a nice job of pushing. Paid off just at the end, but he's unable to haul it in. Would have been a great catch if he could have done it. But Monte Pate is one of the best defensive backs in all of FCS. Made a nice play there.
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup all night long. Pate out of North Las Vegas, Legacy High School. Left the Legacy there, now in Utah. Pinnock moving right side. Will he pull down and run with it? No, he'll throw it down the field. Has a man. It's a backwards catch. Is it? No, it's incomplete for Zach Jones. Jones was open. He bent his back backwards trying to reach around and grab it, but wasn't able to.
I think Caden Pinnock wants him to just sit down there, not keep moving. You can't have two moving people. If he literally just sits there, instead he's trying to go to the side. Caden thinks he's going to sit down in there. Would have been a great catch if he could have got it in. Caden Pinnock right there throwing it down to Zach Jones. Aggies will have to punt for their 2nd time tonight. They've had the ball 3 times, Scott, 2 punts and a fumble.
Yeah, not much going on offensively either way. As Morrow lets it go high into the night. No fair catch signaled for. Breaking the initial tackle is Young. Past the 30 and out to the 33-yard line, trying to make amends for making that fair catch inside his 5-yard line on the first return.
A couple things we want to talk to Young about. One is stand on the 10-yard lines, and if it's going over your head, fake the fair catch, don't take it at the 3. And then the second time, he ran head first right into another purple jersey. Try to avoid any contact at any point. Nonetheless, the Wildcat defense has done a good job. And does it surprise you, Scott, the last 2 times these 2 teams have played, the final score have been 17-16 and 17-12.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. Hand off Godley between the hashes. Works his way out to the 37-yard line. A gain of 4 for Godley. He'll set up a 2nd down and 6. You're right, this has been a good rivalry indeed. Lots of close games. You can see the series history. 12th meeting, Weber leads it 7-4. They've won 3 out of 4 here in Davis. The last 2 games, to your point, the Aggies won a thriller in Ogden 17-16. Weber won here in 2022, 17-12. This is another defensive battle so far.
It's shaping up exactly the way these games always do. And you remember the game the last time for UC Davis, they had 5 trips in the red zone and they got 3 field goals out.
You're absolutely right about that. 2nd down and 6. Slant pattern, it's caught. And that'll be enough for a 1st down. Marvin Session with his first grab of the night on an excellent throw from Gilkey.
Mickey Mennel, who the head coach is also the offensive coordinator. Really good throw by Jackson Gilkey here because they're running the ball so well. They get the wide receiver up the field on the slant route. Good catch, 1st down for the Wildcats. They did a nice job with motion that time of getting the running back away and have the backer go with them.
Weber State slowing things down now on 1st and 10. Gilkey on a quarterback keeper, eludes the initial tackle, breaks another one and lunges forward for about 4 yards.
You know, that tackling that has been an issue. That time it was McCrae Madruga, one of the backups, with Grant Garrettson out. Sam Goligoski and McCrae Madruga both play that spot. And Madruga actually missed the tackle on that and allowed Gilkey to get upfield, get a couple yards.
2nd down and 6.
2nd down and 6. Split wide receivers, pistol formation. Gilkey hands off Godley, running left side between guard and tackle, and he'll be a yard shy of the 1st down. Gain of 5 for Godley, who went off the field earlier in the quarter. Back now, looks fine.
Yeah, great job running around the left side of the line. He ran behind Gavin Ortega, one of their captains, and Jacob Edmonds. And the Wildcats offense got a really good push there. They picked up 5 yards, and really the Aggies had stuffed the box, but the push for the Wildcats offense was impressive.
3rd and short. This has got to be 2-down territory for the Wildcats. Hand off Godley, and he got just enough to move the chains. Just needed a yard, and that's all he got that time. Godley, in his Weber State career, over 1,000 yards rushing. He broke that last week in his career best 193-yard effort.
Well, he averages about 75 yards per game, and again, when you play the University of Arizona, you play James Madison, you travel to McNeese, and last week against Butler, he's gone up against some tough football teams, and he's averaging 75 yards per play. He knows how to bounce off tackles, very shifty.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Could be the last play of the 1st quarter. Handoff, breaking tackles, and fighting forward is Sylvester. And he'll have 9 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 1 as we go to the quarter break. We're through 15 minutes, no score at UC Davis. Weber State on the march when we return. Scott Gordon with you. There's a look at beautiful Lake Tahoe. Sam Batu on the boat, throwing the football to Rex Connors, and of course the Aggies wearing their Tahoe blue jerseys tonight, and it's all about UC Davis' partnership with the Tahoe Research Center. Scott.
It is. UC Davis being a top 5 public institution, an R1 research facility, partnering up with the Tahoe Environmental Research Center, so UC Davis athletes can go up there and enjoy Lake Tahoe, and at the same time learn more about how to keep one of the world's marvels and most beautiful spots clean.
Those jerseys are nice.
They're beautiful.
And the helmet that we saw, the Heritage logo in the Tahoe blue color with the state of California surrounding it. Good stuff. 2nd quarter, 1st play. Gilkey throwing down the field into double coverage, and it's incomplete. Intended for Session. Good coverage over the top provided by Cole Batson.
And Cole Batson over the top, and yeah, Drew Cofield running. Cofield, God, I couldn't get that one out. Cofield
he was going.
He was going right there with him. You're right, Scott. So Drew Cofield again in the right spot, and you don't expect them to maybe take a shot there, but that's what they did on 2nd and short.
Made sense. They know they're going to go for it on 4th down if they don't get it here on 3rd. 3rd and short from the Aggie 36-yard line. Gilkey hands off Godley, and he has plenty of yardage to get the 1st down, just kind of stutter-stepping his way for 3 yards.
Yeah, the offensive line is getting a really impressive push against this Aggie defensive front. They're picking up the yards that they need to and staying on the field. And one of the keys was to get off the field on third down. The Aggies have not been able to do that.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. The drive stays alive. Godley with it with room. Breaks the tackle. 25. 1st down and more to the 20. Finally wrestled down by Rex Connors, but not before a 15-yard run from Davian Godley. We know Matt Coombs, defensive coordinator, he was really concerned about Godley tonight.
He really was, because he's so shifty and so electric. Watch this. He finds a little hole, breaks another tackle that time by Trent Carrad, and he made the mistake of trying to stiff arm Rex Connors, and Rex just put him down and then told him about Lake Tahoe and how his family should visit it sometime.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, like my
And
jersey.
they should, by the way.
There's no doubt.
So the Wildcats are in the red zone for the first time tonight. Godley clears the backfield. Quarterback keeper for Gilkey, and he'll be taken down for a loss. That is Porter Connors, who brought Gilkey down. So both Connor brothers coming up prominently in this drive, as they always do.
Yes, they do. The two brothers together come into this game with 56 tackles, Scott. They do a great job as we take a look at Godley already, 35 yards on 10 carries, but one 15-yarder that got him inside the 20.
So a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. Gilkey from the gun. Aggies almost jumped, as the Wildcats have been taking down the play clock for a good portion of this first half. It's at 2 now. Gilkey to throw, looking near side, winds up, throws for the corner of the end zone and throws it out of bounds. Again, Coalfield on the coverage. The intended receiver was Marcus Creek.
Coalfield's done a really good job of running stride each stride. They've tried to pick on him 3 times, and Gilkey actually does a good job here of throwing it out of the back of the end zone. One of the issues that Weber State had last week against Butler, Scott, was they got down into the red zone and they could not convert it into points. It got really interesting. They went for it on 4th down a couple times. They had a few turnovers. So this is a key facet of the game for Mickey Mental.
So Gilkey overthrew Krayshawn on 2nd down. They're going to run on 3rd. Godley twists his way down to the 16-yard line. I think they were trying to set up a 4th down play by running on 3rd and long. I don't know if they got enough yardage here. We'll see if they go for it or if they bring on the field goal team.
Looks like the field goal team's jogging out,
And it looks like it is just going to be 3rd down here. Oh, no, they did switch it to 4th down finally. It was a late switch on the marker, and they are bringing out the field goal team.
Yeah, sometimes you try to catch a defense off balance when it's 3rd and 10 and they're in their nickel situation. You go with the run. That time the Aggies did a great job of stopping it for just a 4-yard pickup.
Sloan Calder on for a 33-yard attempt from the right hash. Snap down, kick up, plenty of distance, and it is good. So Sloan Calder puts the first points on the board. Weber State with a 3-0 lead early 2nd quarter. Let's take a look at the drive summary for Weber State. 13 plays, 51 yards, taking 6 minutes off the clock. They settle for the 33-yard field goal from Sloan Calder. Of course, tonight it is Salute to Agricultural Night, the Clear Center, which is all about agricultural sustainability on campus. They are the sponsors tonight out here. The Clear Center, they study exactly the kind of things that are improvements in how to science and technology in animal agriculture, which can lead to real measurable progress for the planet. We'll be talking to Dr. Frank Mitloner at halftime all about the Clear Center. Aggies trying to get some points on the board here, Scott.
They got Kalani Riddick back deep. Obviously, Sam Batsu's just going to play wide receiver today to see if they can get Kalani Riddick, who had some great punt returns last week against Southern Utah with that historic 17,000-plus crowd.
Calder boots it through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Aggies.
UC Davis getting fired up. I mean, obviously what a difference a week makes. They got the 3-and-out that they were looking for. They got the great field position that they wanted, but last week their first drive, Caden Pinnick 5 for 5, ended the drive with a handoff to Zach Jones for a touchdown. So far tonight, Caden Pinnick just 3 for 8 as this Weber State defensive front and the defensive plan has done a nice job of corralling him.
So 1st and 10 for UC Davis from their 25-yard line. Pinnock from the gun fakes a pitch, throws near side, and it's incomplete. Blanket coverage by Eshawn Daniels, intended receiver Batu. They've done a nice job on Batu so far.
A really good job. They have him on the little shallow crossing here. They try to fake the sweep to the outside to Carter Vargas. Watch this, try to get the linebacker to bite on it. He's coming on the shallow crosser the whole way, and a great job of coming up at the end. Daniels just knocking the football away from Batu.
Second down and 10. The Aggies with only 48 yards of total offense, 9 yards rushing. What a difference a week makes. They had over 357 yards against Southern Utah last week. Pass out in the flat. This one's caught, but Batu is wrapped up after a minimal gain. A rim-rocking shot that time. The tackle applied in the secondary, and it'll be 3rd and long.
That was Monte Pate, Scott, came right up. Watch this. Good read. He's going to give it to him right in the flat, and then Pate comes off his receiver. The Aggies were hoping he stuck with Tyler Hennessy. He did not.
So 3rd and 8 for the Aggies. Pinnock so far tonight just 4 of 10 for 41 yards.
He's had time to throw the football. They've just done a nice job in the defensive backfield for the Wildcats. Their defensive coordinator is the safeties coach.
Trips receivers to the left. Pinnock looking left, under pressure, rolls left side, trying to buy some time. He's going to pull it down, he's going to run for it, and he's going to be well short of the first down. Needed to get to the 35, just got to the 30, but a late flag thrown now. We'll see what that's all about. That might be on Weber State, and that could give the Aggies a much-needed first down.
Well, their head coach's name is Mickey Mental. He's about to go mental on the sidelines if that's what happened here. Let's take a look.
Mike Besner's going to let us know the call.
He looks upset.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 98, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that goes on Zion Finau, who is getting a lot of playing time with Easton Payne out tonight.
This is too bad because Josh Hardy, number 17, does a phenomenal job athletically of tracking down one of the Aggies' fastest players. They knock him down, and then Finau stands over them, and that's the unsportsmanlike penalty. And you see Mickey Mental grab him and saying, "What are you doing?" That's a freshman mistake.
Yep. Bad play by the Utah State Player of the Year in football.
11-13 back on the clock, Scott. So the Aggies pick up a first down because of the penalty. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. In great field position now.
Yeah, the Wildcats got a 3 and out, but that penalty, a killer. 1st and 10 for the Aggies from their 45-yard line.
Got 8 players in the box, Scott. Look at Weber State there.
Pinnock the throw. Has time across the middle, has a man, but it's tipped at the last moment. Oh, a touchdown saving tip. Nice play by Isaac Mahuka. Otherwise, that could have been 6.
Great job, little drop back. He's trying to hit Ian Simpson. Mahuka's underneath and gets his hands up at the last minute. If that ball's got a little bit more air under it to Ian Simpson, that could have been a touchdown.
And that's what Pinnock needs to do. He needs to put some air under the ball.
Yep.
No question. Simpson had a step. Of course, the Aggies without Winston Williams tonight had that knee injury last week. Flushed out of the pocket, dumping it off. Pinnock out to Dobbins. A limited gain out to the 48-yard line. And it'll set up another 3rd and long.
Ashton Oberg on the defensive line did a really good job. He lost contain, but unlike last week where Southern Utah would lose contain, the Aggies could exploit it. He used his athleticism. We heard that earlier this week from Paul Shelton. We asked him about the defensive front of Weber State. He said they don't have one game record. They are very sound, though, across the board.
3rd and 7. In motion is Simpson. Pinnock, 5-step drop across the middle, wide open. Fisher with room to the Weber State 35 and tackled finally at the 33-yard line. A big gainer for the Aggies.
This is a phenomenal play call. They throw everybody out to the right, and they slip Jordan Fisher in underneath. Caden Pinnock finds him. They pick up the first down.
19-yard reception. They'll hand off for Fisher quickly, but not much doing there. A yard, maybe 2, as coming up from the middle backer spot is Mason Hitchens, their leading tackler.
So they send Ian Simpson in motion. He's got everybody looking deep, and then opens up the underneath, and I'll take Jordan Fisher in a one-on-one play there any day of the week.
2nd and 9. Handoff Fisher gets around edge, has room inside the 20. Couldn't break the final tackle, but the Aggies will be in the red zone. There's a nice tackle by Pate, preventing a bigger play.
They go down the left side into the boundary side, the short side of the field. That's where you like to run these plays. Eli Simonson, Jace Rodriguez there. Take a look at the block down the field by Zach Jones here, Scott. He's the wide receiver. Watch him push the other defensive back in the way. Great finish of the run, great blocking down the field.
So penalty against Weber State. Obviously it'll be declined by the Aggies. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the first time tonight. Fisher being used both on the ground and out of the backfield here on this drive.
How big is that 15-yard penalty looming right now for Weber State?
Humongous. Trips receivers bunched up to the near side. Clearing the backfield is Vargas. They'll throw out the Carter Vargas on the back screen. Turns it downfield, holds onto the football, and gets inside the 15, a gain of 4. We do have an injured Weber State Wildcat on the field. So Vargas that time getting 4 yards. As they attend to one of the linemen for the Wildcats. We'll find out more about the injury to the Wildcat defender when we come back. Aggies trailing 3-0, trying to get points on the board. So Matt Herron was the injured Wildcat. And as you can see there, he was able to get up and with assistance head to the Weber State sideline. Obviously walking very gingerly. He was in the medical tent, as you saw initially there. Make it 2nd down and 7 for the Aggies. As they're at the 15-yard line of the Wildcats. Pinnock looking far side, pulls it down, trying to get around the edge now. And he'll just run out of bounds very wisely as he's being tracked down by Angel King. Nice job in the secondary by the Wildcats. Just nobody to throw to. It'll set up 3rd and 5.
Well, the Aggies are going a little bit more max protect. They're only putting 2 or 3 receivers in the rotation and the patterns, and they're doing a really good job. Weber State is defensively, and Caden Pinnock just doesn't have anywhere to throw the football to.
Pinnock wisely running out of bounds, not taking a hit there. 3rd and 6, 4 wide receiver package. Quick wide receiver screen for Dobbs. Turns it inside the 10-yard line. He'll have the 1st down, and it'll be 1st and goal Aggies.
Great play call against a man concept in the red zone. And look at Zaire Collier, the center, get upfield and make a block down there. Good job by Stacy Dobbins of getting inside the 10. Good 3rd down pickup by the Aggies.
Yeah, great block by Ernesto Nava there as well. 1st and goal for the Ags. Trying to put their first points on the board, trying to take their first lead in the ball game. Pinnock throws for the end zone, lofts it corner side for Dobbins, incomplete, a lot of contact, no penalty called as the close coverage by Eshawn Daniels.
I think if this ball is thrown in an area where the receiver can come back and make a play, you might have got a flag there because there was a ton of contact between Daniels and Batu. But the fact that it was thrown away and out of bounds and a little bit uncatchable, I think he got away with one there.
2nd down and goal for the Ags. 2 receivers to the boundary side. The lone receiver to the field side is Batu. In motion, Dobbins. Pinnock, quick throw back to Dobbins, left side, trying to turn the corner, put the football out. Didn't get in. They'll be marked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So it'll set up 3rd and goal as Dobbins being featured on the series.
Yeah, look at Scott Nixon. He's out here too. It's just a clear rub route or a pick play there, and Nixon is just blocking downfield. He's one of the best blocking wide receivers that the Aggies have. They love him in that position. He was trying to help Stacy Dobbins out.
Aggies have to hold up. They substituted, so they allow the Wildcats to substitute as well. 3rd and goal from the 2. Pinnock fakes the handoff, trying to get around the left edge. Can he? He does! Touchdown, UC Davis. Caden Pinnock outran the Wildcat defense to the pylon, and the Aggies have 6 on the board.
Great job on the read option, and the action around the end by Caden Pinnock. Good read coming around the outside. He knew he could sprint to the corner, and he gets there. The redshirt freshman out of Del Oro High School, and the Aggies have answered.
So Caden Pinnock with his first rushing touchdown of the season. And that'll bring on Hunter Ridley for the extra point attempt. It's up, and it's good. So Hunter Ridley has just made his 100th point after attempt in his Aggie career. UC Davis leading 7-3. The Motherlode scoring drive stats, the Motherlode Vantage storage stats. 14 plays, 75 yards, took a little over 5 minutes off the clock. The key play was that personal foul that was picked up after the Wildcats had the Aggies stopped on a 3-and-out by Zion Finau, who was taunting Caden Pinnock, standing over him after he was tackled along the Weber State sideline. Mancera kicks off, high end over end kick. This is going to be returnable. Caught at the 15-yard line, brought back 20, 25, getting outside 30, 35, down the Aggie sideline 40, cuts it back in. A terrific return by Jaylene Ruckert all the way out the near midfield. And the Wildcats will have terrific field position. A 34-yard return for Ruckert. There's Corey, the T-retrieving dog here at UC Davis, maybe the most popular member of the Aggie program.
Probably a little frustrated already.
Not a lot of action so far.
7 treats last week. Got the first treat here with 6:59 to go in the second quarter. Was probably hungry, but good return that time by Weber State. Defense obviously falling victim to that bad 15-yard penalty. The Aggies get the touchdown, go up 7-3. Let's see what they can do as Mickey Mental, who calls the plays, their head coach, now has got decent field position.
You never have to worry about Corey with the double jersey either, with the K9. Letter N numerals. First down pass thrown out into the flat by Gilkey. Connection to Cash Gates, the 6-foot, 200-pound redshirt freshman. Good for 5 yards, and the ball on the Aggie side of the field now.
Yeah, good rhythm throw that time by Gilkey. Jackson just went back to pass, hit him on the out route from the left hash all the way to the numbers. They pick up 6 yards on first down.
2nd and 4. Handoff, Godley working right side. Gets 3. It'll be 3rd and short. Godley in this game is 12th carry for 39 yards. Aggies have done a decent job on him tonight.
Yeah, he's gutted out a couple, 2 or 3 yards when he needed them on 3rd and 1, which guess where they are right now, Scott? 3rd and 1. And can the Aggie defense get off the field or make the necessary stop that they need to? They just got a 5-minute break, courtesy of the offense.
Weber State 3 of 7 on 3rd downs in this game. Gilkey from the gun. Hands off, Godley trying to get around right side. Forget about it. Swallowed up in the backfield for a loss. Terrific play along that line. As the tackle made by Jake Williams, it'll be a loss of 2 yards. Sets up a 4th and 3. Decision time for Mickey Mental.
Great job by Jake Williams and Daryl Smith-Porter there, just taking him down, getting a little help from the secondary. Madruga coming up to help out. The offense is still on the field here. It's 4th and 3. And in a game where it seems like possessions are going to be a premium, maybe Mickey Mental's going to go for this one here, see if he can get the Aggies to jump. He burns a timeout.
Decision time for Mickey Mental. He wants to think it over a little bit here.
Yeah, Mental in his 3rd year as the offensive coordinator. He's somebody that makes all the calls. There's Matt Coombs, the defensive coordinator for UC Davis. And a huge game for Mickey Mental as he was very frustrated last year. Lost 6 games, as we talked about earlier, by a total of 18 points. As you see him with the team huddled up around him, he makes all the offensive calls. He used to be the offensive coordinator under Jay Hill, who had so much success there at Weber State.
There's a look at Mickey Mental in his 3rd year at Weber State. Just 12 and 15 overall. Had a tough year last year. trying to get this Weber State team back in the FCS playoffs. We had a great conversation with him this week. He just had a newborn over the summer. Congratulations to him and his beautiful new daughter. So he's juggling both on and off the field right now.
Yeah, he is. He had a baby come in June. Typical coaching family. They're born in June and July, so they can enjoy them for a couple months, and then they go back to work. It's not like they get any extra sleep when they go back to the office.
4th and 3, double tight end stack to the left. Gilkey to throw out in the flat, and that is blown up right away. What a play back in the secondary as the Aggies read that one big time. Jaden Stanley applying the big time hit.
Yeah, this play didn't surprise anybody at all. A little play action to one of the tight ends out here. Even if he catches it, he's not going anywhere, Scott. A little fake inside, and Jaden Stanley talking about getting off the field on 3rd down. They got off the field on 4th down. Phenomenal play by the senior Jaden Stanley.
Yeah, Dolan Jones couldn't hold on to it. That's actually a little bit of a break for Weber State. They'll get a few yards back, but still they'll lose the football, a turnover on downs, and so the Aggies will have good field position. Mickey Mental going for it, and it backfires on him. Fisher on 1st down, finds a seam, and has himself a 1st down right between center and guard on that left side. Good for 11 yards.
Sure seems like somebody plugged Jordan Fisher into the wall and has let him go, as he seems to be lighting it up now in all facets offensively.
Aggies with some momentum. Across the middle, pass to Batu, completes, but that pass probably coming back. There's a flag in the backfield.
Probably a hold against the Aggies there as Weber State brought a blitz.
10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
So that goes against the right tackle, David Portisano, and that's going to bring the Aggies back.
Yeah, penalties are going to be huge in a game that could come down to be just one possession. They pick up the 1st down with Jordan Fisher, and they had a good little throw underneath to Sam Batu, but now they are against the sticks, 1st and 20.
All the way back to their 43-yard line. Aggies leading 7-3, under 5 minutes left to go here until halftime. Pinnock rolls out right side. Still rolling. Now under pressure. Makes one man miss, pulls it down, brought down from behind. No gain on the play. Nice leg tackle by Ben Beecher.
But really, it's Ashton Oberg, the defensive end, who makes this play, drawing it out. Aggies said that one of their keys to the game, according to Paul Shelton, is to win the edge, and they're trying to get around the edge, and Ashton Oberg did a nice job of keeping Cade Pinnock inside, nowhere to go with the football.
2nd down and 20. Vargas clears the backfield. 4 wide receivers to the left. Pinnock on a deep drop, throws deep down the field, right side for Vargas, hits him in stride! Vargas to the 10, 5, touchdown UC Davis! Caden Pinnock, the redshirt freshman, to Carter Vargas, the freshman, and the Aggies strike deep, and they lead 13-3.
Well, Scott, they caught Weber State at the line of scrimmage in a blitz, so they put Carter Vargas out one-on-one with Mason Hitchens, and this is where they want to go the whole time. 3 receivers left. Carter Vargas one-on-one down the sidelines, and it's just a foot race. He outruns Mason Hitchens, and Cade Pinnock throws a perfect football for the Aggies.
A 57-yard touchdown connection from Pinnock to Vargas. And the Aggies up by 10. Ridley's extra point attempt up and good. And the Aggies go up 14-3. Look at this pass by Pinnock. Perfect strike to Vargas. Cut inside, and nobody's going to catch it.
No way, and it's just a great design, a great play call. 3 receivers to the left. At the very last minute, put Carter Vargas out by himself. What you're doing is seeing who goes out with him. Does a safety go out with him or a linebacker? As soon as Cade Pinnock saw that it was a linebacker, he knew he had a one-on-one advantage and a speed advantage, and Carter Vargas hauls it in. As there you see the scoring play summary, 3 plays for 57 yards, and the Aggies have scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, turning it on those Motherlode, Vantage Storage scoring drive stats. As the Aggies with 14 unanswered points, taking the 11-point lead here at home. It's the Big Sky Conference opener, and Tim Plow always talks about you've got to win your home games.
Got to win your home games. When you go on the road, the run game's got to travel. Your special teams game's got to travel. And if you're Mickey Mental for Weber State, you got to find a way to get your offense moving. And, man, going back to that Zion Finau 15-yard penalty, that's been kind of the momentum changer in this game.
Mancera's kick hangs up. It's going to be returnable. Tribble catches it on the run to the 25-30, breaks a tackle, 35-40. Down the field he goes and finally forced out of bounds, and maybe a late hit, and it will be by the kicker Mancera. Frustration by Isaac Mancera. It was not a good kick, hung up in the air, and now it's going to be 15 more yards for Weber State.
Yeah, this will set Weber State up in a great position. He clearly a tackle out of bounds. Started at the white, took him to the ground.
You like to see your kicker make a tackle if he has to. You don't want him doing it, of course, but you don't want him tackling out of bounds.
You don't want a 15-yarder on there.
No. Weber State's going to have terrific field position here.
Great job of breaking tackles. A couple really good blocks down the field. Starts in the field of play.
After the play, personal foul, kicking team number 31. 15 yards into the end of the play. First down, Weber State.
So they called out Sam Goligoski, but that's clearly on 41, Mancera. And right now, Weber State starts at the Aggie 33-yard line.
Less than 4 minutes to go in the first half, Scott. Coaches always talk about winning the last four and the next four.
Yeah, Weber State without Bird Butler tonight, but still doing a great job returning kickoffs. Gilkey on a slant, incomplete. Would have been a short gainer. The intended receiver on the play was Mason York. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Gilkey threw this one a little hot. Takes a little bit of something off that one. I think he can actually hit his receiver on the slant route. Would have been a short pickup, but would have been something for his confidence to grow.
2nd and 10. Weber State almost in field goal range already. Trying to chip into this 11-point deficit. Play clock down to 2. They get it snapped. Gilkey with it. Under duress, runs forward and gets a couple. Saves the sack. As Rain Mayo doing his rain dance out there after making the tackle.
Yeah, put him up in the stands with the young ladies who dance for the Aggie dance team, but a great job. Look at the penetration, but really the coverage downfield is what leads to this, and then Ray Mayo does a good job of coming off of his blockers and making the tackle. Look at Trent Carrod there as well, too.
Mickey Mental said Ray Mayo was another guy he tried to recruit. He wanted him to be an offensive lineman at Weber State. I think Ray Mayo made a good choice.
Yeah, he did.
Eating up the Weber State line. 3rd and long for the Wildcats. 4 wide receiver package. Gilkey looks right side, has a man wide open 10-yard line. That's his big tight end, Noah Benny. It'll be 1st and goal on an absolute strike from Jackson Gilkey.
A really good throw this time by Gilkey. Good pass protection. The Aggies are in a zone, and in the zone beater is usually the tight end, and Noah Benny, he's a very, very good tight end. The transfer from Utah had a couple big catches last week. Makes one here. Last week, get 2 for 33 yards, and the Weber State Wildcats are inside the 10 for UC Davis.
2-minute timeout coming up. The Wildcats do need to snap it before the 3-second differential between play and game clock. Pistol formation, they hand off Godley, running left side, turns it in and gets inside the 5-yard line. Or actually, that's Sylvester getting down to the Aggie 3. And that'll be our final play before the 2-minute timeout. So 2 minutes to go until halftime here. The Wildcats trying to punch it in for 6 when we come back. Coming up at the half, brought to you by Northern and Quest Resort and Casino. We'll have our interview with Frank Mitloner, professor of animal science and director of the Clear Center here at UC Davis. We'll take a look at the first half stats. And of course, the first half highlights as well. Weber State trying to make a highlight here, trailing 14-3, but they have 2nd down and goal, trying to punch it in for 6. Tight ends move from left to right. Gilkey from the pistol. Hands it off for Sylvester, running left side and met with resistance and taking down for a loss. Porter Connor making a tackle. Trent Carrod there as well.
And Trent Carrot has really stepped up the last couple of weeks. Had his first sack last week. Weber State tries to go a little window dressing ahead of time. They try to bring their tight end to get in the way, but Trent Carrot might not have made the tackle, but him standing up the tight end, Noah Benny, helped the back to have to force to go up inside. Great tackle by Porter Connors.
3rd and goal. Ball on the near hash. Benny, the tight end, in motion from right to left. Gilkey looking to throw. Under pressure, hit from behind and sacked. All the way back to the 11-yard line. Jacob Syke bringing the heat. 2 sacks last week. A huge sack right there.
Great play this time, and Gilkey's got to feel this. He's got plenty of time, but around the right side, Nelson Arapa just gets beat by Jacob Syke, the Harvard transfer who had 2 sacks last week.
So the Aggies are taking a timeout.
Aggies trying to preserve some time.
So 1:06 on the clock. The Aggies want to do something with it when they get it back. Weber State might have thought of going for it on 4th down, but with that sack, loss of 6 yards, they're going to have to go for 3 now. Jacob Syke, the reigning Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week, with a huge play right there.
Just a straight-up speed rush around the outside that Nelson Arapa knew that he was beat. Rain Mayo celebrating with them, but this could be a critical juncture for the Aggies, Scott. If they are able to hold them to a field goal, which is what Weber State's going to try, there's a minute to go. The Aggies still have a couple of timeouts. If they're able to get points, remember, they get the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, they deferred. Syke, of course, the Harvard transfer in graduate school here at UC Davis, in the Graduate School of Management. And boy, he has fit in well.
He really has fit in well. Very special player, as you mentioned earlier. Big Sky Co-Defensive Player of the Week, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Phenomenal week.
So it's Sloan Calderon for a chip shot here. He made one from 33 yards earlier in the half. This one's from the near hash. It'll be a 27-yard attempt. Trying to make it an 8-point game. Perfect snap, kick is up. He booted it, and he missed it left. He just shanked it to the left side that time, and the Aggies hold.
This is a straight-up pull this time. This to the left, and as defensive coordinator Matt Coombs says, it's 3 or nothing. The Aggies did their job, and the red zone issues continue to creep their ugly head for Weber State. Second trip into the red zone. They have 3 total points to show for it.
Boy, disaster there for the Wildcats that come up empty-handed, and now the Aggies have time and a couple of timeouts.
Gosh, it's just a straight-up pull
Just
here.
hooked it.
Yep.
Ball spotted at the 20-yard line.
Ball never got end over end that time. Just kicked sideways, and you have to wonder if the ball was put down with the laces to the backside that time.
Ace Ventura style, is that where you're getting it?
Yes, exactly. Handoff, first down. Mateo Perez, his first carry of the night, gets out to the 28-yard line. Aggies have 2 timeouts. They will not use one here.
Mateo Perez, ball carrier.
Good first down run. Pick up about 9 yards, let the clock run a little bit. You have a couple of timeouts. Not surprised to see Mateo Perez, the senior, the one that they have in there, the short-handed one.
Pinnock across the middle screen with room past the 40 goes Ian Simpson out to the 42-yard line. That will stop the clock to move the chains with 41 seconds left.
Great job, little design here. Send Perez out to the left, underneath screen to the tight end Simpson.
Aggies snap it hurriedly, back to Perez, out to the 47-yard line, and now Tim Plow will use the first of his 2 timeouts here. 34 seconds left to go until halftime.
And Scott, Taylor Schiappetti was standing right next to head coach Tim Plow, and that conversation is obviously a discussion of what yard line do we want to get to for Hunter Ridley. Obviously, let's take a look at the pickup. Great job, little screen pass underneath. Did you see what Cade Pinnock did with his eyes? Just had everybody looking left to Mateo Perez. They fake the screen left, go underneath. Linemen get downfield, pick up the first down.
Yeah, great block by Jace Rodriguez, the junior, transfer out of Stony Brook. For the Aggies, they probably had to get to around the 30-yard line. The longest for Hunter Ridley of his career is 46 yards. He hit a 45-yarder at Washington earlier this year. Speaking of Washington, they hosted #1 Ohio State. Gave them a good half, but could not hold on, Buckeyes win that game today.
Break that 22-game home winning streak that the University of Washington
Second
had.
longest, and the longest winning streak at home was broken today too. Georgia lost at home to Alabama. The Crimson Tide getting it done under Caitlin DeBoer in Athens today. Trips receivers to the left. Pinnock, deep drop, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to pull it down and run for it. Gets past midfield and gets out of bounds. And that's something Caden Pinnock has learned quickly. Week 1 took a lot of hits against Mercer, has learned how to get out of bounds, not take extra contact.
And he showed that against Mercer in the second half. He was much different, and as Paul Shelton, the offensive coordinator, says, he does not make the same mistake twice.
Clock stopped at 27 seconds. Across the middle, Pinnock, and it's batted up in the air dangerously. Fisher could not come down with it. It'll be 4th and short now for the Aggies.
And we all know that Caden Pinnock has a great arm, and look at this one. If he takes this one and throws it about 60-70%, this is a first down, but just right when he's coming out of his break, a little bit behind him. And now it's 4th and 1, and what will the Aggies do knowing they get the football first in the second half?
They're going to go for it here at midfield. Just 23 seconds left. As Paul Hassan, a lineman, lines up as a wide receiver, and nobody's covering Paul Hassan. And now he's going to come back on the line. There was nobody out there for him. As Pinnock's going to roll out right side. With time, he's just going to roll out, get the first down, and get out of bounds. I tell you what, though, I don't know what Paul Hassan's 40 is, but if they just throw them out to him initially the right flat, he could have gone a long ways.
Well, I'd like to see how many yards he would have got at it. I mean, I think you're not really sure. Nobody was guarding him for a long time.
Did I say Paul Hassan?
It's AJ.
Yeah, Paul's the father,
yes,
of course, who played for the Aggies.
No, they can probably compare it for it. I don't think he was ever set out in wide receiver like that.
17 seconds till halftime. Pass out, Simpson running down the sideline, shoved out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a yard short of the first down.
There had to be some miscommunication there. This ended up working out. Because look at this, Scott. You got Carter Vargas and Ian Simpson in the exact same spot. He gets it down the field to Simpson, who picks up close to a first down.
51-yard field goal from here. The Aggies would like to get a little more yardage. 11 seconds until halftime. Pinnock, pump fakes, comes right side, directing the offense. Ball fakes, runs out of bounds inside the 30. Smart play by Caden Pinnock. 5 seconds left, and you might bring on Hunter Ridley right now.
This is when Caden Pinnock is just at his best, Scott. When he breaks contain, throws the ball down the field. He's got 1 rushing touchdown tonight, 1 passing touchdown. Really good drive by the freshman right there. Took over and brought it right down the field. Drive started on their 20 as Hunter Ridley comes on and try to kick a field goal to end the first half.
Ridley, of course, all Big Sky preseason. Was on some All-American teams. A member of the All-State 2025 Good Works team as well. As whistles blown before the snap, and Weber State's going to try and freeze Ridley. We've gotten a chance to know Hunter Ridley quite a bit, and he is truly a leader on this team, and that's what that Good Works team is all about, community service and leadership.
Yeah, he's a great young man, has family members that have gone to UC Davis, transferred in from UNLV. This school means a ton to him, and every time you get a chance to go out to practice, you get a chance to talk to him, get to know him a little bit. He's a leader on the team, very well thought of, and give him a lot of credit, Scott. Last year started off a little bit rough, missed an extra point and field goal, but in a very important year for UC Davis, he had 10 field goals in a row. He had a nice little string going last season.
2 of 3 this year, as you saw from the graphic earlier, looking for his 3rd make of the season. The season long is 45. This is going to be from 45 yards from the near hash. Snap down, kick is up. It's got the distance, and it is good. Hunter Ridley on the first half's final play, connecting from a season-high 45 yards. And what a turnaround there. Weber State had a chance to get 6. Then they miss a field goal. The Aggies come down the field and get a last-second field goal. And as we go to the half, Hunter Ridley has put the Aggies up 17-3 here on Tahoe Blue Jersey night at UC Davis Health Stadium.
You guys want to play Fortnite?
Halftime here at UC Davis Health Stadium, the Aggies leading the Weber State Wildcats 17-3. Scott Marsh, Scott Gordon with you. And Scott, let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Yeah, it started slow for the Aggies. They didn't really get anything going in the first quarter, but then they kind of picked things up. Part of the issue was on their second possession. It was Carter Vargas coughed it up at the big game last week, and that led to a 3-0 Weber State lead. So it looked like Weber State and head coach Mickey Mennel was doing what they wanted to do. Then they had a critical 15-yard penalty when it looked like they were going to get off the field, and the Aggies turned that in. That's Caden Penix. He's dancing a little bit. That's his first rushing touchdown of his career, and then just sets up a beautiful throw. His touchdown pass coming up here. One-on-one route. He's got Carter Vargas beating the linebacker, running it all the way in, puts the Aggies up 14-3. Very impressive fashion. And then unable to convert in the red zone, Weber State misses the field goal, and that leads to a great drive by UC Davis, and they go up 17-3, and that's where we are right now. That Hunter Ridley kick, Scott, was pretty exciting.
It was indeed. Great way to finish the half for the Aggies. They lead by 14. For Carter Vargas, it was his first receiving touchdown as an Aggie as well. As we take a look at the first half stats, they're brought to you by the Marriott Hotel, Rancho Cordova, Sacramento. Let's take a look at those first half stats.
Yeah, the Aggies didn't have much going, but you look at total yards, they ended up with 228. They got the interception. They turned those into some points, and then the passing yards, 156. So third down completions, 1 for 3. But the Aggies right now, the biggest stat of all, Scott, 17-3 at halftime.
Indeed, that is the biggest stat. UC Davis looking to open up Big Sky play with a win here. So we'll take a look at some of the other scores going on throughout the league right now. As we know,
first week of
Sacramento
conference
State's in play right now. They're losing at home to Cal Poly. Some of the other games, finals, Montana on top of Idaho. That's a big national game as well.
It's on ESPN, too. The entire country's watching that one. Obviously, Montana State just 57-3 over Eastern Washington. And a bit of a surprise, Northern Colorado, the way they've been playing with Ed Lamb, Scott. Idaho State going in and getting
good win for Cody Hawkins, our former offensive coordinator here at UC Davis.
No doubt, and obviously one we're keeping our eye on. Northern Arizona going on the road. You know how tough it can be to play at Portland State, getting the win. The Lumberjacks will be here in a few weeks. And Sacramento State at home, but the Aggies play Cal Poly next week, so obviously Cal Poly could be for real.
Paul Wolf, the former coach here at UC Davis, really putting that Mustang program together. All right, so those are the look of the other scores throughout the Big Sky. When we come back, second half action coming your way. UC Davis will get the football to start the second half. They lead 17-3 here at UC Davis. Aggies, they will get the football to start the second half after winning the opening coin toss, electing to defer. And so, Scott, they get points right at the last play of half, a chance to go up 3 scores to start this second half.
Great job managing the clock the last 4 minutes of the second quarter, getting a touchdown and a field goal, and then coming out and getting the football to start here in the second half. The Aggies started slow, had the fumble, had the punt. From that point on, the second quarter was really all UC Davis as they outscored Weber State 17-0.
It'll be Tico Riddick and Mateo Perez set the receive for the Aggies. Sloan Calder will kick off for the Wildcats. He missed a 27-yard field goal, hooked it left in the last stages of the first half. Both teams looking for a win on opening night in the Big Sky Conference. This ball booted out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and the Aggies will get it 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line.
Yeah, the Aggies in the first half just had 76 yards rushing. Caden Penix really picked up, completed 12 passes, Scott, to 6 different receivers. He really seemed to be in a rhythm, and when he's able to get out onto the edge, he's able to run and throw. Just a lethal dual-threat quarterback, and that second quarter really seemed to find himself.
Trips receivers line up to the left. Mitchell Dixon, who had his first touchdown as an Aggie, the tight end, lines up to the right. The handoff on first down to Fisher, finds a seam between center and guard out to the 30-yard line, and that's something that Jordan Fisher does well. I don't see the seam from up here, but Jordan Fisher is able to find it.
Well, that's why he's down there and
No
you're
doubt.
up here.
That's
Probably.
for sure.
No, it's a great point, though. He finds whatever seam he can, and he always seems to get 1 or 2 extra yards at the end. When the tackle's made, he gets an extra yard.
Fisher just 5'8", 180 pounds, the junior out of Portland. 2nd and 5. Pinnock the throw. Looks right. Under pressure. Wrapped up and sacked. Same way this game started with Jordan Pinnock taking a hit. And that is good news for Wildcats fans. Matt Herron back on the field. The big 6'3", 280-pound junior who went out in the first half limping and had to go into the medical tent. So that'll bring the ball all the way back to the 26-yard line where it will be 3rd and 9. This was a low-scoring affair early on. The Aggies getting 17 unanswered in the second quarter. Pinnock all sorts of time, but nobody open. Now he's being flushed out of the pocket, eludes a couple of defenders, throws it downfield, but off the outstretched arms of the intended receiver, Stacey Dobbins, and the Aggies will have to punt on their opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's too bad to go 3 and out. It looks like he's in the pocket trying to hit something quick. It's not there. He's got all the time in the world, eludes the rush, but again, good backside pursuit. And it is so difficult to hit a receiver who's running full speed when you are as well. And the Aggies essentially just get 1 yard on this after the sack, and they'll have to punt.
So a nice job by the Wildcat defense as Dylan Morrow on the punt for the Aggies. Stands just outside his 10-yard line. Set to receive Robert Young for the Wildcats. This is an end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at the 40-yard line, take an Aggie roll inside the 30. And inside the 25, all the way to the 23-yard line. So another rookie mistake by Young, not fielding that one. As we know, when the ball hits the turf, it's not caught. It usually costs the return team 17 yards on average.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to sit into some of the special teams. They call them the juice meetings at UC Davis. And Taylor Schiapetti, the special teams coordinator, says when the ball hits the ground and everybody knows it rolls. So really the second critical mistake, as you pointed out, that's what happens when your key returner is not there.
Yeah, Bird Butler unavailable after having a terrific week last week in the win at home against Butler. Let's see what Weber State can do on their first drive of the second half. 3 receivers out to the left. Gilkey in the pocket across the middle. That one's batted and almost intercepted. Oh, slapping the helmet is Porter Connors. He wanted the INT.
And, you know, if he was able to take this down and go the other direction, he could have probably taken it to the house. I'm not really sure who Gilkey was going to there. He's back to pass. He's got plenty of time. Feels a little bit of pressure on him. I'm not 100% sure who he's going to. And I think he thought the receiver behind, but he never saw Porter Connors there, so it would have been a big pickup.
It was intended for Jaylene Record, who was well covered. The handoff to Godley on second down for just a limited gain of a yard. Godley in the first half had 41 yards on 13 carries.
Yeah, came into this game off of a huge game last week, 193 yards on 19 carries, but Godley is finding out that the UC Davis Aggie defensive front and their Lake Tahoe blue jerseys are much different than the Butler team he played against last week.
3rd and 9. Pistol formation, and now clearing the backfield is Godley. Gilkey, the throw, steps up in the pocket. He is wrapped up and he is sacked. Could not elude the D-line of the Ags. Jacob Syke in there along with Darrell Porter as the Ivy League transfers getting in the backfield.
Yeah, Dartmouth and Harvard right there come to UC Davis, but a great job of just getting pressure with the front four. Sam Golagowski off the edge, forces the quarterback Gilkey up in the pocket, and a really, really good job of coming off blocks to make it as Tim Plow is taking a quick timeout. As looks like they have too many players on the field right now.
Yeah, the Aggies may have had 12 out there, and smart move by Tim Plow.
UC Davis, their first charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So Tim Plow forced to burn the 30-second timeout. You know, in that situation, early in the third quarter, are you better off burning the timeout or saving it? It still would be fourth and long, 4th and 6.
Yeah, we don't know 100% of whether they had 12 men on the field or not, but I think when in doubt, take the timeout. You know, you want to have the right personnel on the field at the right time. You want to have the right communication going on, and obviously UC Davis stands to be in pretty good field position here if they get things right.
So it will remain 4th and 11. As on to punt for Weber State is Henry Way, the sophomore out of Australia. He stands inside his 10-yard line. Kalani Riddick set the receive. Angled kick right side. Riddick lets it bounce, and it takes a Weber State bounce down their sideline. It'll be finally out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So the Aggies get the stop on the sack from Syke and Porter. Ags up by 2 touchdowns here at UC Davis. Student section having a great time. Darius Livingston, former Ag, getting them all rallied up. As we take a look at the Big Sky preseason poll, you can see the Aggies getting votes in the media poll, predicted to finish 3rd. Weber State down the pack a little bit, as the Wildcats predicted to finish 9th in the conference. They trail 17-3. The Aggies with the football, leading by 14, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Sometimes the media knows what they're talking about. Sometimes they don't. Handoff, first down, limited yardage.
Well, in this case, because we're voting members of the media, I think it's esteemed. It's a good group.
Do you care to share your vote?
Well, no, it's a privacy thing.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
I think I might know who voted for Sacramento State won, though. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want us?
No, I'm
not
not
going
to blemish anyone's profession.
Okay. No gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 10. Batu in motion. Pinnock's going to roll out right side. Buying time. Now flushed out of the pocket. Brings it down, runs with it, has some space, and gets near a first down. In fact, it looks like he got it with second effort.
This is a great job by Kanan Pinnock right here, Scott. It looks like he was going to run down the side, but decided he was going to tuck it and go. This was supposed to be a throwback, but it was well covered. Steps up, secures the football, sees the lane, and this time gets a hit, but picks up the first down.
With pace, the Aggies get it snapped and thrown out to Batu. 9 yards for Samuel Batu. It'll be 2nd down and short.
It's good to see Sam Batu heavily in the action today. A little banged up coming out of last week.
Handoff, Fisher has the first down, running along that left hash, pushes the pile forward to the 49-yard line.
Caden Pinnock just really likes when the offense goes at a high tempo, when he can run around, when he can direct, when they can keep this defense on the field, and just this offense set the way it is. That's exactly what he wants to do.
Another quick snap. Pinnock deep in the pocket, steps up, it's going to pull it down, it's going to run with it, has room to the 40, 35, 30, dives forward and down at the 28-yard line. And I think Paul Shelton, offensive coordinator, is going to talk to him on film about not sliding that time right there.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal baseball player, so he knows how to break into the slide pretty easily. But this is a very, very talented athlete and also a very, very competitive young man who wants to finish his runs.
Probably should have got down a yard sooner there, though. Handoff Fisher inside the 25 and all the way to the 21-yard line. A gain of 7. We'll take another look at the Pinnock run. You tell me if you think he should have slid earlier, but the Aggies have talked to Caden Pinnock about making sure he preserves himself for the entire season.
This is a great job of just getting upfield. Maybe there, because he already picked up the first down, he can do that, but.
Pinnock throws it out under pressure, takes a big hit. He's still down on the field, too. So that time, Pinnock could not elude that hit. He rolls over in pain, and now obvious concern along the Aggie sideline. We'll come back and find out more about the status of the outstanding redshirt freshman quarterback for the Ags. Caden Pinnock walked off the field and went into the medical tent. We'll have more on that, but entering the game, John Grant, or excuse me, not John Grant, he's our radio analyst, Grant Harper, excuse me, the fifth-year senior for the Aggies out of Moraga. And they've talked about he'll have a point in time where he'll be called upon, and he's being called upon right now. Handoff, first down, or on third down, getting the first down. UC Davis advancing inside the 15-yard line. Carter Vargas with the carry. Now let's go back and look at Caden Pinnock and the hit he took.
Yeah, Caden's just rolling out. Nothing doing there. Not too cheap of a hit at all. It was a clean hit, good play, and then he's getting up, just walking off. He's in the injury tent right now. But to your point, Grant Harper in the management program has played quite a bit, and there's Caden Pinnock just warming up, making sure his arms
It looked
are
like it was the right arm that he fell upon. Yeah.
And they grabbed the football quickly to see if he was ready to come back.
Second down, Harper pulls it, looking to throw for the end zone. He does, and it's incomplete. Into double team coverage, was trying to hit Stacy Dobbins. Monte Pate was back there. But getting back to Grant Harper, it was a tight battle for the starting nod here during fall camp. Some people thought Grant Harper was going to be the starting quarterback to start the year. Tim Plow announced it late with Caden Pinnock. And to all accounts, Grant Harper took it like the absolute senior that you thought he would. And it's just been so great on the sidelines here, and he's getting his moment now. Second down, end around. Trying to get around the edge as Zach Jones has nowhere to go. Shoved out of bounds.
That was the play the Aggies ran last week to score the touchdown to finish the drive against Southern Utah. But just to pick up on the Grant Harper story, you know, he's on the leadership council. He was the game captain last week, and they really don't do things that differently. They can call the same game plan with the exception of the running ability. Grant has a lot of history. He threw the only touchdown pass of the game a couple years ago against Oregon State, played against Washington. He knows the offense, he knows the system, he knows Tim Plow very well.
Tim Plow recruited him back when Tim Plow was offensive coordinator here before leaving for Boise State. Harper to pass on third down. Across the middle, pass caught. That's Mitch Dixon trying to fight his way forward. Gets down to the 7-yard line. It's 4th and 2, and I'm guessing the Aggies, well, they're going to bring on Hunter Ridley here. They're going to go up 3 scores.
Interesting connection right there. Tim Plow recruited these two people, both to play quarterback. Grant Harper to Mitchell Dixon, who was a quarterback at Rio Americano, and said one of his regrets was leaving because he thought he could have made him a great quarterback. By the end of the day, he's so proud of Mitchell. He says, without a doubt, Mitchell's the leader of the football team.
No question. And so Tim Plow, instead of going for it on 4th and 2, wants to go up 3 scores here in the third quarter. Snap down, kick is up. And it is good. So the Aggies take the points, and at the midway point of the third quarter, UC Davis with the 23 lead here in Davis. Look at those motherlode van and storage drive stats. 12 plays, 67 yards, 4 minutes, 31 seconds off the clock. Ending up with the Hunter Ridley field goal from 25 yards out to make it 20-3 Aggies. Of course, all the concern about Caden Pinnock after taking that big shot. He was throwing on the sidelines, as you saw earlier. We'll see if he comes back in the game. Mancera lets it go. Another short kick caught at the 20-yard line. This time the Aggies do a better job of covering it, although breaking tackles and getting out past the 35 and up to the 37 is the up man for Weber State as Corey races out onto the field.
Finally
looking for that tee. He can't find the tee. There it is.
He's having some problem picking it up. I mean, he's had 4 treats in the last 10 minutes. A fumble on the play. Now there's Corey. Beautiful dog. Part of the veterinary program here. One of the best vet schools in the entire country.
Yep. He figured it out. For the Aggies.
Everybody has a rough start every now and then.
No question. No question. It was a slow start for the Ags, but it's 20 unanswered points after trailing 3-0. See if Weber State can get something going here, get back in the game. Handoff Godley on first down, trying to bounce it out. Gets around the edge, but tripped up by who else but Rex Connors, the all-time leading tackler in UC Davis history.
You know what's neat is when you and I get an opportunity to talk to the coaches like Mickey Manuel, or we get to talk to Delane Fitzgerald, and they bring up, well, number 4 is probably the best player we've ever seen. And especially when they play a team from Utah, and you ask him, did you recruit Rex Connors? And he said, it's not my fault. He was already gone by the time I got here. But great play by Rex Connors.
Yeah, the third straight school from the state of Utah the Aggies have played here consecutively. Godley, pass complete. Caught by the true freshman, that is Kelton Wafer.
Gilkey, this is a very good throw this time. Very good rhythm throw. This is on a frozen rope. Wafer, who had a couple catches last week, just finds a little spot in the zone. Aggies are in a too high safety look. Good route, good first down throw.
Ball exactly at midfield, handoff for Godley, running right side, gets into Aggie territory, all the way down to the 45-yard line. Good, tough 5 yards from Davian Godley, who now has 50 yards rushing on the night.
And Drew Cofield running over to the sidelines. Looks like he was a little banged up there, so the Aggies will have to sub in on that side. It's always interesting to see when Josiah Allen runs on the field now. Do they attack the new defensive back right away? Godley did pick up 5 yards there, but they go back to the air with Cofield coming off.
Second down and 5. Weber State trying to get something going here as we move to the later stages of the third quarter. Slant pass caught, 30-yard line. Running with more is Sessions inside the Aggie 20, inside the 15 on a perfect strike from Gilkey.
This is a really good RPO play, pre-designed. They're looking, he's reading the linebacker, Porter Connors. He steps up, he throws behind him. Good throw, good finish to the run, and this is now the third time that Weber State has been in the red zone. They only have 3 points to show for it.
First and 10 from the Aggie 14. Handoff Sylvester, turns it in, tripped up from behind. There's a 5-yard gain inside the Aggie 10.
The Aggies are now making wholesale changes on the defensive front. They put in their goal line package defensively as a good little pickup there on first down for Weber State. Down 20-3, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're looking for 7 points here.
No doubt. It's a 3-score game, so they've got to get a field goal somewhere, but they definitely want to get 7 here.
And for a team that did not execute great in the red zone last week, here's another opportunity for them to make amends of that.
Split wide receivers, pistol formation, and now Sylvester moves to the right of Gilkey. Gilkey hands off Sylvester on a counter, running left side, head forward, and with the extra lean, very close to the line of game. Looks about a half-yard shy.
This is a gutty run. Clearly, Chauncey Sylvester's the guy they want to give the football to inside the red zone as Godley jumps back on the field. But he does a good job here. Both the tight end and the guard pull, and he goes ahead and moves up forward as Rex Connors is in on the tackle again.
A freshman of St. John Bosco High School, of course, the home of Stacy Dobbins. Those two know each other well.
One of those power schools down there, Scott, excuse me.
Third and short, power formation, stacked to the left side. Now Jones comes back to the right. Fumble in the backfield, and Gilkey has to jump on it. A lot of movement confused that play, and now it's 4th and long, and what does Mickey Mendel do? He probably has to kick the field goal now.
Well, the same thing that happened the last time. They were probably going to go for it on 4th down. I wasn't sure if he was ready for the snap. He just flat out dropped it. Too much movement ahead of time and got distracted. Remember last time, Scott, they had a sack, or else they probably would have gone for it. Here, they lose 4 yards.
Well, and remember last week, they were terrible in the red zone against Butler. That was one of the keys that Coach Mendel said they had to work on, and obviously they have not been able to correct it tonight.
And they're down a player now. They're going to have to burn a timeout as they are not ready in formation.
Play clock down to 1, and what they're going to do smartly is just let the play clock go down, take the penalty versus burning the timeout, which is the smart move. It's a chip shot.
Fourth down.
Calder had a chip shot the last time, too.
Very true. And he hooked it from 27 yards. He does have a 33-yard field goal in this game. Interesting strategy. Tim Plow declining the penalty, thinking it's going to be a tougher angle from closer distance.
It's almost the exact same angle as the one he had before. There's a look at it. And again, I think he's just trying to do too much with the football and try to get it to Godley. Drops it.
So same spot where he missed the 27-yarder from the near hash. This one from 29 yards. Calder, 4 of 6 on the year from this distance. Crowd making some noise. Kick is up. That one's on line and straight through. 3:11 left to go in the third quarter. Weber State has made it a 2-touchdown game.
You know, good response by Weber State, but again, they've been in the red zone 3 times, Scott. They have 6 points to show for it. Good job by UC Davis of making tackles, but frankly, it's Weber State shooting themselves in the foot. Last time, UC Davis got the sack, forced the field goal, which the Wildcats missed, and then this time, just the inadvertent snap puts them in a bad spot. But a pretty good response. They got the ball, got a decent return, good RPO action, got down inside the red zone.
So UC Davis now, we'll see if Caden Pinnock comes back out on the field or if it'll be Grant Harper leading the way. Pinnock taking that big shot on the last offensive series.
Tim Plow, the head coach at UC Davis, sent Paul Shelton, his offensive coordinator, to go check on him and see which quarterback comes. Regardless, the game plan will be the same. And it does look like Caden Pinnock's coming back in as Grant Harper's put the red hat back on and to signal things in, and that's good news for Aggie fans as Caden Pinnock is coming back.
Yeah, just out for a few plays, but deep sigh of relief for Aggie fans to see Caden Pinnock ready to come back in. So it'll be Calder to let it fly. There is some breeze that's going from south to north here at UC Davis Health Stadium. That should help Calder's kick, and it does. Booms it into the end zone. In fact, out of the end zone. So it'll be a touchback. Let's take a look at the top 25 in the coaches poll. As you see, 6 teams from the Big Sky in it. UC Davis ranked 8th. You've got the Montana schools 4 and 6. Montana State, of course, went to the national championship game last year. Idaho 10. Montana and Idaho are playing each other right now. You got Northern Arizona at number 15 and Sacramento State rounding out the top 25 at the 21st spot. In the Massey ratings, which are highly respected too, Weber State was number 26 in that poll. First down handoff yields about 8 yards to Carter Vargas.
Well, there's no doubt at the FCS level, the Big Sky is the deepest with 6 teams in the top 25. Obviously, the Missouri Valley's got some great football teams as well, and they've won the head-to-head matchups. But Montana State, their only loss is against Oregon, who beat Penn State today on the road. I mean, Montana State looks very, very good, and Montana's up on Idaho right now. Scott, 17-6 at the half.
Second down and 2 for the Aggies. In motion, Dobbins. Pinnock hands off again for Vargas. Has a first down, busts it outside, makes another juke move to the 40, 45. Still on his feet, out all the way to midfield. What a run by Carter Vargas, a 22-yard scamper.
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where the Aggies are just going to go to the ground. And it's great to see the coaching staff have so much confidence in Carter Vargas. He's got the first touchdown of his career through the air. Look at the tackles he breaks at the line of scrimmage, and then the juke, and then the little cutback here. He's such an electric runner. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns last week where he was untouched.
First and 10, ball exactly at midfield. Handoff again for Vargas. Twists and turns and brought down after a 5-yard gain. He's tough to bring down for sure. Saloni Hala, the linebacker, with the tackle.
It's something that Tim Plow can do because his offensive line returns all 5 starters, and Mike Cody, the former offensive coordinator, does a great job with this group. They can run off the left or the right side. If you can get 5 or 6 yards a chunk, which the Aggies are picking up on this drive, that's a win every time.
Chirps receivers out to the left. Dobbins, the lone receiver, to the near side. Fisher in the backfield. Dixon, the tight end, in motion. Handoff for Fisher, cuts back right side, can't elude the leg tackle applied at the line by Chevy Robinson. It'll be 3rd and short.
Picked up a couple yards, but I like what UC Davis did there. They brought Mitchell Dixon in motion, so he's got a full head of steam, and he just kicked out the defensive end that time. That Oberg and allowed Jordan Fisher to get up and get a couple yards, so it's 3rd and short now.
3rd and 2 for the Aggs. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. They lead 20-6. Perez in motion. Now they're going to give it to him on the end around. Just dives forward and has the first down. So Mateo Perez, the senior who came back after maybe contemplating graduating last year, getting the Aggies the first down.
Great run inside there. He's had a couple good runs. He was the go-to back right before the half when they had the 2-minute drill going, and the Aggies doing a really good job here.
Over 600 career yards rushing in his career. Looking at the rushing yardage as we head to the end of the third quarter, the Aggies with 158, over 500 yards rushing in the last 2 weeks combined. Aggies by 2 scores as we go to the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores. They're updated here as we get ready for fourth quarter play in Davis. Some finals, of course, Idaho State defeating Northern Colorado. You got Northern Arizona, who the Aggies will play in just a couple of weeks, defeating Portland State 31-27. Montana State absolutely blowing out Eastern Washington 57-3. Games in progress now. Third quarter action, Montana leading Idaho in the nationally televised game. And a little bit of an upset brewing here in Sacramento, right across the causeway, as the Hornets are losing to Cal Poly 32-24, less than 2 minutes to go there. We do not know who has the football.
We do not know. We just know that Sacramento State, and looking at the stats, has been hit hard by the interception bug so far tonight. Do trail 32-24, and you got to wonder, Scott, if they drop to 2 and 3, they definitely drop out of the top 25.
No question about that. And obviously, league games more to premium, and what a win that would be on the road for Paul Wolf and his Mustangs to start Big Sky play. The Aggies will be at Cal Poly 1 week from tonight.
Battle of the Golden Horseshoe.
Always a great game. Fourth quarter about to start. Aggies up 20-6. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 38-yard line. Caden Pinnock back in after getting hit and knocked out temporarily in the third quarter. Mateo Perez in the backfield as Riddick gets it, throws it out down the sideline, inside the 10, and almost all the way in the end zone is Ian Simpson, the tight end. A little trickery in the backfield. It was Pinnock who got the ball and threw it to Simpson. It's 1st and goal Aggies.
I love it. Looks like they're going to go a little wildcat with Mateo Perez. Instead, they hand it off to Caden Pinnock. Pinnock rolls to the side and goes to Ian Simpson. And, man, did he want to get into the end zone. He was running with some energy. Love this play. Snap it to Perez, fake the reverse. No one knows who's got the ball. They get it to Simpson. And look at the energy he takes down the sideline. Boom. Oh, got down to the 1.
I know I didn't know for a while there. Ian Simpson's having his best game as an Aggie. Tight end this season.
Look at the
and now it's going to be a direct snap. Coming around end is Rex Connors, but he couldn't get in. So the Aggies pulling out all the tricks on this series.
Rex Connors with his first carry of the year. They're keeping him in as he was about to run off to the side, picked up a couple of yards. Used to tackling people, not breaking them, but he did a nice job there. Obviously was a very good running back and defensive back in high school.
So now Connors lines up behind Caden Pinnock. He clears the backfield. Direct snap again for Connors, running up the middle, fighting forward. Is he getting in there? He is shoved in. Touchdown, UC Davis. Rex Connors with the score for the Ags, with some help by Zaire Collier, who pushed him in. Oh, you got to love to see the All-American score for the Ags, although he is a little banged up on the play, which you don't want to see.
No, he got hit pretty hard from the back, and it was friendly fire here, and Caden takes off, and he's running, comes up in here, secures the football well, spinning, and then Zaire Collier just comes in and just nudges him in and gets him for the touchdown. But that is one thing you did not want to have happen.
It's one of those things, of course, you want to see Rex Connors do everything, and he can do everything. But boy, the last thing you want to do, of course, is see any sort of injury.
And Mitchell Dixon right there with him. The Dixons and the Connors are great friends as the Aggies go up 26-6. And Rex is the heartbeat of this team, and every coach in the Big Sky will tell you he's the best player in the Big Sky defensively.
Yeah, Coach Mental said that. As Tim Plow has the headsets off, obviously he's very concerned. And, of course, he can't help but thinking, boy, I ran Rex Connors in the backfield there. He scored. Hopefully he'll be okay. We go to the break. We'll find out more on Rex when we come back. So as you saw, Rex Connors walk to the sideline on his own power, went into the medical tent. He's still being attended to. And So everybody took a big sigh of relief when Caden Pinnock came back on the field after going into the third quarter. Now has a big lump in their throat, hoping Rex Connors is okay after scoring his first offensive touchdown as an Aggie in his great career. Hunter Ridley on for the extra point attempt to try and make it a 27-6 lead. Kick is up, it's straight through. And the Aggies do have that 3-touchdown score, but I don't know if anybody on that Aggie sideline is thinking about that right now.
No, it's 27-6, but the only number they're thinking about right now is 4, and is Rex Connors going to be okay? A really good drive by UC Davis, getting it the length of the field. And we take a look at the opportunity, a 2-yard touchdown run for the Aggies, and a drive that covered 75 yards, 4 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yep, those are the Motherlode Vantage Storage drive stats for the Ags. Capped off by the run. And Tim Plow, I don't think we'll see the Rex Connors run anytime soon again.
No, not when you play on all 4 special teams and you're the leader in tackles right there. But, obviously 8 plays, 75 yards, trying to get your outstanding senior an opportunity to get in the end zone. But I don't think we'll see that again either. And there's been a couple catch your attention moments here. One, Caden Pinnock going down, Rex Connors going down, and this is the first game of league play.
Yeah.
They go to Cal Poly next week, and then they're back home against an NAU team who's ranked in the top 20.
And without a doubt, their 2 most valuable players in Pinnock and Rex Connors. It'll be Mancera to kick off. This time with the win. Much more of a help. Obviously kicking into the win, his kicks were held up and they were returned for good yardage by the Wildcats. This will be a touchback.
Mancera, a very good kick. Did get a 15-yarder earlier in the game. He's atoned for that. See Tim Plow heading over to the injury tent, try to get an update on what's going on with Rex Connors as the defense comes out in the field. Rex Connors is not there. Cole Batson, the transfer from Boston College, will come in at the safety spot there. Good to see Drew Cofield in, though. He did come off the last series, so he's coming back at his field corner spot.
Record in motion. They hand off Godley. Hit at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. But right now, down 3 scores in the fourth quarter. Mickey Mental, the offensive play caller, along with head coach, is probably going to have to open up the offense.
Probably is. Right now, a lot of people will probably wonder, why the heck do you run a running play on that? You have to see what the personnel is and what the coverage is, and I would be surprised from this point on if we don't see the ball go in the air.
2nd down and 10. Gilkey will throw this time. Across the middle, pass caught, short gainer. Nice play by Tico Riddick to bring down the tight end Almond Munyu. It'll be 3rd and 5.
It's exactly, they put the tailback out in motion. They knew they had a man route. They were in man. They throw it underneath to the tight end. And, in the fourth quarter here, this is a 2-play situation for Mickey Mental.
3rd and 5. Gilkey from the gun. Steps up, throws, pass caught, 40-yard line. It'll be a 1st down and more. Excellent pass to Jaylene Record, the transfer from SMU.
It was a great throw, Scott. This ball's on the right hash. 3-step drop, eyes the receiver the whole way, and the completion takes place on the numbers. Good pickup, really good route by Record that time.
The chains move. Quarterback keeper for Gilkey. Gets outside into Aggie territory. Down the sideline. 40, 30, 1 man to beat. 20 finally wrestled out of bounds by Kalani Riddick. Otherwise, it would have been a touchdown. A 40-yard run for Jackson Gilkey. And here come the Wildcats.
Jackson Gilkey, somebody who came in the game 170 yards on the ground with a rushing touchdown, keeps it and just cuts up field. And Kalani Riddick really with a touchdown-saving tackle.
First, the Aggies without Rex Connors on the field. As the Wildcats in the red zone for the 4th time tonight. Pass out in the flat. That's Godley. Nowhere to go. Gets a couple of yards down the Aggie sideline.
I cannot believe there was not a holding call on this play. If you get a chance to see it again, they throw it out to Godley, and they've got Amon Munyer the tight end, and he has literally got a full grasp. Nonetheless, they pick up 3 yards, those Weber State Wildcats. Tim Plow took his headsets off and sprinted down the sidelines to argue the call.
2nd down and 7. Approaching the 11-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Handoff Godley, right side, brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Terrific tackle that time by Jackson Severs, the linebacker.
Yeah, just a short pickup of anything that time. Great job of getting penetration. They were trying to catch the Aggies off guard with a quick hitter, a run into the boundary, but Jackson Severs, who's missed a little bit of time on his own, coming up and making a great stop. It's 3rd and 6, Scott, down 27-6. No doubt this is 4-down territory for Mickey Mennel.
Yep, no field goals here on out for the Wildcats if they want to have any chance of getting back in this one. And now it looks like UC Davis is taking the timeout. They want to talk things over on 3rd and 6. Timeout on the field, we'll take it. UC Davis leading 27-6. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Weber State. They have a bye after this game, and then they take on Sacramento State. That'll be a home game before heading back out to Portland State. Of course, a heavy schedule with Eastern Washington and then the 2 Montana schools coming up. They trail this one 27-6. It's 3rd down and 6. They're inside the red zone again for the 5th time tonight. Trying to get 7 points on the board. They have yet to score a touchdown in this game. From the gun, Gilkey. 4-man rush. Across the middle, pass caught. That's Sessions. Close to the line to gain. Depends on the spot.
Looks like they're going to mark him just short, no doubt. 4th and short. Good little play here, though. He's looking at him the whole way. Good throw underneath the Sessions. Good tackle. Of course, Cole Batson on the field, taking the place of Rex Connors, who has not come out of the medical tent yet.
All Aggie eyes are on that medical tent right now, hoping that Rex Connors is okay. 4th and short. Wildcats, of course, going for it. Godley clears the backfield. They're throwing for it. Gilkey throws into it. It's almost intercepted, but it doesn't matter. It'll be a turnover on downs. Drew Cofield doesn't realize it, but probably a smart thing that he didn't catch it yardage-wise.
It's actually Kalani Riddick, but I think, he had the opportunity to see some green grass ahead of him. But there's Drew Cofield right there. But a great job by the defense. I'm not really sure who Jackson Gilkey was going to there. He's got 4 touchdowns and 9 interceptions on the year.
Surprised they're throwing it on 4th and less than a yard. You've got Godley in the backfield.
Well, especially to the wide side of the field, and you went empty out of the backfield.
Or quarterback
so
keeper.
You knew it, you know. At least you want to keep a running back in there so you have an opportunity to see if it's going to be a run or a pass option.
So the story of the night, Weber State unable to get things done in the red zone. 4 appearances, according to the stat monitor, 4. 6 points. Not enough.
And last year they lost 6 games by a total of 18 points because they were not getting it done in the red zone, and it's reared its ugly head tonight for the Weber State Wildcats.
2nd down and 8 for the Aggies. Pinnock will throw, lobs it down the field to a wide open Batu. In stride, catches it. 1 man to beat. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown UC Davis. The exclamation point on this one tonight. Pinnock, the Batu, the longest play from scrimmage this year, and the Aggies lead 33-6.
How about an 85-yarder to go ahead and shut the door on this one? And Sam Batu, who we weren't sure how much we would actually see of him tonight, huge grin on his face. Another touchdown throw by Caden Pinnock. They fake the run underneath. Weber's selling out, and Sam, showing no ill effects, just runs away from the Weber State defense, and the Aggies really put this one away, now leading at 33-6. And giving chase but having no chance with B.J. Carey on the play.
Ridley's extra point attempt is good, and the Aggies looking good, very good, to get the Big Sky Conference opening win.
Yeah, started slow, Scott. The Motherlode van and storage drive stats might be interesting. Just 2 plays and an 85-yard touchdown. Is to take a look at some of the games they got coming up next week. Going down to Cal Poly, who did end up beating Sacramento State tonight. So Cal Poly 3-2 for the
big upset
Battle
on the
of
road.
Golden Horseshoe. And the Aggies come back and play number 15, Northern Colorado. And then that tough trip to play Ed Lamb and Northern Colorado there. And then Idaho State, Cody Hawkins. The Hawkins father-son tandem comes back before going up to Idaho in the Kibbe Dome.
Yep, so it doesn't get any easier for the Aggies, that's for sure. But looking good here at home tonight. Chance to open up the year 2-0 at home. Winners last week against Southern Utah.
The offense has just come alive. There was a time right in the game in the first quarter where the Aggies trailed 3-0, and now they have 458 yards of offense. You see 2 plays, 87 yards, drive time 42 seconds. We might challenge that. It looks like Sam ran a lot faster than that, but that's what they are going to calculate it as.
They're going to wonder what the highest speed he reached was on that. The team measures that, and the players have a fun time kidding each other about it. Batu, of course, all Big Sky preseason. And on the year, that's his 3rd touchdown grab. 13th of his great Aggie career.
Of course, had the great touchdown reception to put the game away at Utah Tech when the Aggies were trailing. Had 17-24 unanswered points, and they trailed by 17 at Utah Tech. It was Sam Batu late in the game putting it away.
They had that 60-yard touchdown connection there in St. George.
He's eclipsed 100 yards again. 4 catches, 112 yards on the night.
And Sarah's kick will be caught at the 7-yard line. Bringing it back out. His record is brought down at the 27-yard line. 20-yard return. Corey back after it. Getting plenty of treats now.
I was going to say the treats are racking up, but no rest for the weary. Gets another treat. She's like, this is the scoring offense I remember from last week.
That connection between Pinnock and Batu, the 8th longest passing play in program history. It's the longest pass of Pinnock's career. We already mentioned the longest scoring play of the season, the longest scoring play since the 90-yard touchdown receptions that Hastings had to Batu at Eastern Washington.
Last year that put the ball game away, that 45-34 win at Eastern.
Gilkey throws out to Benny. Benny down the near sideline, dives forward, has a first down.
Now the question is going to be for the Aggie defense. Obviously, without Rex Connors, who's going to be the go-to making the tackles on this drive, as Weber's going to go up-tempo the whole way, try to see if they can put something together. Good little throw out to the side to Benny.
Everybody going into the medical tent to check on the health of Rex Connors. Ian Simpson just walked in there. Of course, that is the cloud hanging over things right now with this Aggie impressive lead here in the 4th quarter.
Good run that time by Godley, who's been very impressive so far tonight. Picked up a lot of 3rd down runs. The stat sheet might not show it, but came into this game with over 300 yards and has run very hard for this Wildcat offense.
2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard gain. Gilkey throws out in the flat. Benny again turns it downfield into Aggie territory. Gets down to the Aggie 48-yard line.
Looks like Cole Batson and Jaden Stanley are able to knock him out and knock him out of bounds, and the Aggies will make wholesale changes to the defensive line. In will come Darrell Porter, McCray Madruga.
So Darrell Porter, the Dartmouth transfer, played in 26 games at Dartmouth as they hand off to Sylvester, left side with it. Gets down to the Aggie 45-yard line, a gain of 3.
Good job of getting penetration there. The true freshman out of St. Bonaventure, Jaden Few, came into this game. 2 tackles in a QB hurry, but getting quality reps right here. I mean, these snaps really count for the Aggies, and they're now going to need to build some depth defensively.
2nd down and 7, under 7 minutes left to go in this one. The Aggies on their way to getting the Big Sky opening win here. As Tribble with the catch, brought down at the 42-yard line. Or actually, that's Sylvester out of the backfield.
Great open field tackle that time by Jackson Severs, number 15, just not letting him go at all, letting him catch it. If you arrive a little bit late, you just got to make the stop. If you arrive at the same time, you want to knock the football away. If you arrive early, you want to pick it off. Great play that time by Jackson Severs.
So Weber State moving the football as they have throughout most of the night, but taking a lot of time off the clock here too. Just 6:15 left to go. Quarterback keeper for Gilkey has the first down, slides down wisely after getting the first down.
I think he got hurt too.
Oh, you're right. He did hurt himself in the slide, and boy, you hate to see that. Oh, your reaction, Scott.
I apologize. That's my bad. I saw his leg, the way it looked. So
there's a timeout on the field. UC Davis leading 34-6 here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Jackson Gilkey, there he is hobbling off the field. We are not going to re-show the replay of the injury. And you just hate to see that, Scott. You hate to see it, period, but you hate to see it because he was trying to slide, doing the right thing, not to take a hit, and to get injured like he did, turned his leg backwards. And we just hope for the best for him, and that's very unfortunate for Weber State. And now a high snap, and diving on it is the backup quarterback, Dijon Jennings, who's in the game all the way back to their 45-yard line.
You know, it was kind of a neat moment at the commercial break, though. The entire UC Davis, as you see the bad snap over the quarterback's head, the entire UC Davis team joined the Weber State team in a moment of collegiality, which is pretty special. When somebody gets hurt like that, you just hope he's okay. It's good to see him walk off the field and not have to have him carted off.
And on the Aggie sideline, we did see Rex Connors get out of the medical tent, wrapping on the left knee, getting hugs from a lot of the Aggie players. Down the sideline, inside the 30 goes Godley, and finally forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Marquise Bell.
This is a great job by Godley here, taking a little swing route. Jennings hits him in stride, but he takes it on the left side, cuts back all the way, and picks up a first down. That was a huge pickup after the snap over the quarterback's head.
First and 10, handoff Godley again inside, or excuse me, Sylvester almost breaking it into the end zone. Tripped up at the last moment at the 10-yard line. 15-yard carry for Chauncey Sylvester as we have an injured Aggie on the field, and that's Nate Ruchina who gets up slowly.
He was the one that actually made the tackle as Sylvester's trying to go up ahead of him. You know, it's 34-6 right now.
And Ruchina's back out on the field. So you hate to see this late in the game, in a game that UC Davis is going to win.
Well,
and you look at Rex Connors there.
An ice pack on the left knee, did score the touchdown, but as Nate Ruchina, the Cal transfer, walks off the field, the Aggie training staff, and Aggie's leading this one 34-6, under 5 minutes to go in the game, and Nate Ruchina, one of the leading tacklers on the team, and obviously Rex Connors, the leading tackler on the team.
Two important pieces, to say the least, for the Aggies. You hate to see either one of them banged up. Rex Connors maybe the more concerning one with the ice on the knees. He's getting hugs from everybody. We can't read anything into it. We don't know what the extent of the situation is with the left knee for Rex Connors.
And obviously with the road game next week and then coming back to play Northern Arizona, the Aggies are a decidedly different defense without Rex Connors.
No, understatement of the year right there. The four-time All-American, the preseason Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year, Buck Buchanan watch candidate. Of course, he's got bigger plans than just UC Davis. Yes. East-West Shrine game, most likely in his future. Has NFL aspirations. You hate to see it. First and goal from the 9 for the Wildcats. Jennings keeps it and gets swallowed up. Jacob Syke bringing Jennings down in the backfield for a 5-yard loss.
Great job by Jacob Syke, who again is having another solid game. there's a little read option, and Jennings' job there is to read what Jacob Syke is doing, and I think if he would have handed off, he would have made the play, but he didn't, and so Syke just made it right there. Again, the Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week last week having another solid night tonight.
Ball all the way back to the 15-yard line. Loss of 6 on the play. Jennings hands off Godley, breaks the initial tackle, but dragged down. Gain of about 4 as that tackle made by Thomas McCormick, I believe.
And Trent Carrad was in on that as well, too. So a lot of the Aggie starters on the defensive front still in the game trying to keep the Weber State Wildcats out of the end zone. As here they are again, Scott, in the red zone for the 5th time of the night. So far, all to show for it on their first 2 efforts are field goals, 2 of them.
Red zone was the issue last week for the Wildcats. It's definitely been a problem here tonight. Jennings pump fakes, now throws for the end zone in the man-to-man coverage, and a great catch made at the back end of the end zone. Touchdown, Weber State. What a grab in the back of the end zone by Marcus Crayshon, and Weber State gets their first touchdown of the night.
This is a phenomenal catch. Good job by Jennings just putting it in an area where he can make it, but a one-handed catch, and it looks like he's in as his back hit inside. Defender right there with him. Well, what a phenomenal catch by Cretin. His first touchdown of the season, just his second in his career.
Terrific catch, and it has been upheld here in the replay booth to our left. The left elbow was down, and it makes it a 34-12 game. Extra point attempt is missed. It's picked up, and the Aggies will tackle it. And it just looked like a totally missed kick by Calder.
Oh, this is like a Snoopy episode right there. So now there's some physicality, and then obviously people getting upset with how this game has gone, and Weber State's frustration is boiling over.
It just looked like Calder missed it. We'll get a better look at it here, see if it was a poor snap.
This is a look,
at the touchdown. Yep. Great throw by Jennings. Even better catch by Crayshon.
I mean, he's getting grabbed right there. Marcus Bell's right there with him. It's great, but the extra point, I don't know if it was a bad snap or a hold that went around, but it looked like the ball was on the ground.
We'll try to get another look at that extra point attempt as well. You got to take onside kick time for Weber State. It may be too little too late, but you certainly can't kick away at this point.
They got all 3 timeouts, 3 minutes to go. Why not try it, you know? You can't really fault Marquise Bell there as we take a look at the extra point. Looks like the holder dropped.
Yep, the holder. Yep, absolutely.
It was a good snap, and the holder there.
Peyton Beck just lost control of it.
Yep. It did look like the ball was on the ground, and just obviously there's Mickey Mennel bent over at the leg right there.
You know this one's hurting him tonight. A lot of self-inflicted wounds for the Wildcats. One more look at it. Yeah, Calder had no chance to get that airborne. None whatsoever. As the all-hands teams are on for the Aggies.
Well, remember what changed the tide of the whole game? Weber State led 3-0. They stopped the Aggies, and then they got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. The Aggies went down and scored, and from that point on, it's been all UC Davis.
Yep. It was Zion Finau picking up that personal penalty. Kept the drive alive. As the onside kick is fielded by Tico Riddick. He had his helmet ripped off. That has to be a personal foul, doesn't it?
Noah Benny came by and went to grab for the football, but took his helmet off. Executed perfectly by UC Davis, and he comes in and...
Yeah, just ripped his helmet off. Thought that was a personal foul. They're reviewing it here. Benny clearly ripped his helmet off. It is 1st and 10 Aggies. We'll see if they stop play before the snap. They're waiting up here in the booth to see if anything's going to be reviewed, and it will not. And normally Rex Connors would be on that team as well as the back man.
He's on every special team.
First down, handoff Vargas. Gets down to the Weber State 41-yard line. See if the Wildcats use their timeouts here. It looks like they're going to let the clock run.
So their first touchdown inside the red zone. So had 5 trips inside the red zone, 2 field goals and a touchdown. Missed the extra point. That's how they ended up with the 12 points. And the Aggies just going to try to bleed this and go to 2-0 at home this season. Last weekend's victory over Southern Utah.
2nd down and 4. In motion, Mitch Dixon. Handoff again for Vargas. And with second effort, he'll be close to a first down. Looks like he's a half-yard shy. Scott, want to get this out here before the end of the broadcast. Of course, we have a lot of great UC Davis-Weber State alums watching. We do have one very special UC Davis alum watching tonight. His name is Ron Conway. Played football and baseball for the Aggies in the 60s. He recently had a pacemaker put in. He's at home relaxing tonight watching this UC Davis broadcast. Ron, we are thinking of you tonight as we go to the break. 2 minutes left to go. UC Davis 34, Weber State 12 here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Two minutes to go here from UC Davis Health Stadium. The outcome no longer in doubt. The Aggies are going to win this one to get their Big Sky opening win at home for the 2nd straight year. Caden Pinnock still out there. Will hand off to Carter Vargas. Trudges his way forward down to the 31-yard line. Now Weber State is going to take one of the 3 remaining timeouts. During the 2-minute timeout, we saw Rex Connors walk to the tunnel, Scott.
Yeah, we saw him walk up the tunnel, and obviously that'll be the big question of the week is the health of him. One of the things that I do like that UC Davis is doing now is Carter Vargas, his first carry of the game was a fumble, and Tim Plow showing a lot of confidence in him at the end of the game, allowing him to get the final first downs and actually have the most carries tonight, along with Caden Pinnock. Carter Vargas had 8, Jordan Fisher had 10, so showing some confidence in Carter Vargas.
Yeah, they usually like to give Fisher twice as many carries as Vargas if they're game planning it. Didn't quite work out that way tonight. As the Aggies taking a knee here, and it looks like Weber State's not going to take a timeout. So the stoppage in play before wasn't a Weber State timeout. It was just an official timeout, and now the
just
Aggies
the first down probably
are in the victory formation. And that's going to do it. So the Aggies are going to win at home for the 2nd straight week, improve to 3-1 on the year. They'll stay in the top 10 in the country, and they'll go to 1-1 or 1-0 in the Big Sky. For Weber State, they're going to fall to 2-3 overall, 0-1 in conference play.
And the UC Davis Aggies will go over 500 yards of offense tonight in impressive fashion. Again, a nice balanced attack, 294 through the air, 211 on the ground. So Tim Plow and the offense, they will go 3-0 against teams at the FCS level from Utah.
So they sweep the state of Utah.
They do.
Utah Tech, Southern Utah, now Weber State, as the Aggies will come out on the field. Both teams will shake each other's hands. Unfortunately, there were some injuries in this game, and you always hate it. It's a part of football, Scott.
It is a part of football, and you try to do something special for one of your seniors. He ends up getting banged up there, and everybody was excited about it. Caden Pinnock went down, and he was able to come back, but
and let's not forget Jackson Gilkey, too.
Jackson Gilkey for Weber State, you're exactly right, Scott, on that. And obviously you hope that he's able with the bye week to get back later on in the season as Mickey Mendel's trying to develop his program as well.
No doubt about it. So the Aggies will be back on the road next week as we're going to look at the final stats from this one.
Well, UC Davis, again, started slow, trailed this one 3-0 at the end of one, but reeled off 24 unanswered. Total stats here is 469 with the kneel downs, but as you can see, rushing yards 175, passing yards 294. Total yards for Weber State 313 on 3rd down. They were 6 for 9, but again, a big difference. The interceptions, the turnover battle, and the red zone.
And the one stat that's not up there is the red zone stats, and they're not good for Weber State. They do finish 3 of 5, but they only got 12 total points. For the Aggies, they were a perfect 3 of 3 inside the red zone, and they got 3 touchdowns.
And we had a chance to see Caden Pinnick there for a second. He had his first rushing touchdown of his career, a couple of passing touchdowns, one to Sam Batu, a huge 85-yarder as the Aggies run a record of 2-0 at home and 3-1.
All right, so the Aggies looking good in the Tahoe blue jerseys tonight as they sing the alma mater in front of the UC Davis marching band. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here, Scott.
Well, it started off a little bit funky for UC Davis as Carter Vargas turned it over, and it was 3-0 at one point, Weber State, but then UC Davis just reeled off 24 unanswered and did a phenomenal job in every facet of the game. There's Caden Pinnick's first touchdown, a little bit of a dance, a little bit of an Olay move there, and then obviously the throw to Carter Vargas.
No doubt about it. The Aggies win convincingly against Weber State to get things started on the right note here in Big Sky Conference play. That Tavernetti bell, it'll be ringing tonight on the UC Davis campus. It rings after every UC Davis victory. That's going to do it from UC Davis Health Stadium. For Scott Gordon, I'm Scott Marsh, where your final score tonight, UC Davis 34, Weber State 12. A beautiful night for football out here in Northern California at UC Davis, and they will be out on the road. The Battle of the Golden Horseshoe versus Cal Poly next week coming your way. Everyone have a great night tonight.